Chapter 790. Perhaps I've been sealed for too long, to the point that humans have forgotten the fear I bring. Cerreras stretched his body. He'd been freed from the seal, but he didn't enter the human world with his own body. He was still residing in the black-robed man's body. I'm Satan's guard. Chen Zhao couldn't help but laugh. You? Satan's guard? Chen Zhao didn't know Satan, but he had some understanding of the levels of hell. Cerreras was now in his demon form. He wasn't a regular demon either. He was a low-level demon. He was on the same level as Raymond and Beelzebub. However, as the highest ruler of hell, how could Satan have such a low-level demon as his guard? Even Zophi and Beelzebub's guards that Chen Zhao knew were of a higher level. Cerreras could feel Chen Zhao's disdainful and mocking gaze. Cerreras felt that his pride had been hurt. Human, you must show me enough respect. What if I don't? Cerreras suddenly opened his mouth and spat out a large amount of dark matter at Chen Zhao. The dark matter wasn't the dark serum. Chen Zhao didn't know what it was either. However, Chen Zhao didn't plan on coming into contact with it. Chen Zhao's dark serum rose too, forming a black wall. The dark matter that Cerreras spat out couldn't do anything to the dark serum. Seeing this, Cerreras stopped spitting out the dark serum. Someone come over and help me carry my daughter. West immediately came over. In the end, Chen Zhao said in disdain, don't touch my daughter when you're old and ugly. Patia, you have the biggest boobs. Jalanash and Giselle looked down at their chests subconsciously. The friendship between the three sisters in the supernatural organization was instantly cracked. Cerreras looked at Chen Zhao. He could vaguely feel that Chen Zhao was different from the people who'd attacked him earlier. Come, Satan's guard. Show me what you're made of. Feeling the heavy disdain, Solaras was even more furious. He charged at Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao stretched out his arms and grabbed Cerreras's. The two of them wrestled. Cerreras had thought that he was invincible in the human world, but he was wrong. However, he was wrong. He realized that the human in front of him was stronger than him. And it wasn't just a little bit stronger. He didn't know what level his power was right now, because there was no way to measure it. Therila's arms started to bend. Chen Zhao's strength was released. Benjamin looked at Chen Zhao in shock. Just how powerful was this Chinese? Even that monster was no match for him. Chen Zhao's expression was relaxed. Is that all you can do? He didn't even open the eye of power and the mouth of gluttony. Sililas suddenly turned around and swept his tail at Chen Zhao. Bang! Chen Zhao was swept by the tail and moved a few steps to the left. You're playing dirty, right? Chen Zhao pinched his neck. Human, do you think this is a duel? Cerreras sneered. If you want to play dirty, I'm your ancestor. Chen Zhao suddenly threw a punch. Solaras had felt Chen Zhao's power before, so he obviously didn't want to take it head-on. But at this moment, a car suddenly appeared above Cerrelas's head. Bang! Sililas was dumbfounded by the crash. Then, Chen Zhao followed up with a punch. A few of Sililas's teeth were shattered. Chen Zhao then grabbed the car and swung it at Sililas. Sililas was sent flying. Who is he? Benjamin was dumbfounded. Was this guy Superman? He was using an SUV that weighed at least 2,500 kilograms as a fly swatter. Sililas climbed up and panted like a bull. He landed on all fours and pointed the two huge bone spikes on his back at Chen Zhao. Then, he charged at Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao watched as Sililas charged over. The eye of power and the mouth of gluttony opened on his right arm. The dark serum was attached to his right arm, and he clenched his fist. His right fist made the sound of bones colliding. The moment Sililas charged over, Chen Zhao raised his fist. Bang! Half of Sililas's head was smashed into pieces. The huge body was smashed into the ground, which also cracked. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. They knew how strong Chen Zhao was. Back then, Chen Zhao had smashed the dozens of tons of the fallen source into the ground. But to Benjamin, this punch was filled with shock and violence. The bronze sword appeared again. Chen Zhao walked towards Sililas with it. Sililas stood up shakily. The dark substance covered his damaged body again. Seeing Chen Zhao walk over, Sililas raised his claw and swiped at Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao swung his sword and the claw flew away. Then, Sililas raised his right claw and swiped at Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao swung his sword again, cutting off Silly Laz's arm as well. Silly Laz was in extreme pain and took 2 steps back. Chun Zhao swung his bronze sword again, his eyes fierce. You sent people to capture my daughter, right? Wait, I didn't. When the bronze sword swung over, the friction in the air made the blade burn red. The sword slashed across Silly Laz's stomach. Silly Laz's organs flowed out, but it still wasn't enough to kill him. Chun Zhao didn't plan on killing Silly Laz immediately. Chun Zhao swung his sword again, and another piece of Silly Laz's flesh flew away. Do you know that because of you, my daughter was woken up? Everyone was speechless. As expected, Chun Zhao still cared about this. Another piece of flesh flew away. Chun Zhao's face was fierce and his eyes were murderous. Do you know that my daughter is growing right now? Anyone who disturbs my daughter's sleep deserves to die. Chun Zhao stabbed his sword into Silly Laz's body, pinning him to the ground. Chun Zhao himself was on top of Silly Laz's body. Stop! What are you doing? Chun Zhao grinned at Silly Laz. Pull out his tendons and skin him. Chun Zhao reached out and grabbed Silly Laz's flesh and pulled hard. Everyone heard the sound of flesh tearing and Silly Laz's pained cries. Who asked you to capture my daughter? Who asked you to disturb my daughter? The flesh on Solara's body was torn off piece by piece. Everyone's hair stood on end. They knew that Chun Zhao had always been brutal in battle, but this was the first time they'd seen Chun Zhao so cruel. West, Giselle said. The call just now was from you. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me, Moore said. I never asked you to call the president. All of them wanted to draw a clear line between themselves and West. Looking at Silly Laz being tortured by Chun Zhao, West couldn't help but shiver. Chapter 791. The blood, flesh, and bones behind him were like a mountain. Everyone shuddered, especially Benjamin. This was especially true for Benjamin. He initially thought that Sorela's was brutal enough, but now, it seemed that Sorela's wasn't as brutal as this Chinese. He was a butcher. Sorela's was like a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. Wah! Jerlin started crying again. Chun Zhao looked back. Patya was so scared that she hurriedly coaxed Jerlin. This was too scary. What if the president thought that he'd woken Jerlin up? Patya was about to cry. Chun Zhao turned to look at Sorela's on the ground. It's all your fault. My daughter is crying. Die, die. The dark serum poured into Sorela's bloody body. Sorela started struggling. The dark serum found Sorela's demon core and took it away. Finally, Sorela breathed his last. Chun Zhao chopped off Sorela's head and dragged it back to the crowd. Everyone was so scared that they took 2 steps back. Although Solara's only had his head left, his face made people shudder in fear. Sorela's had died too tragically. He'd been tortured to death by Chun Zhao. West, can we bring this back? Huh. I want to hang it in my office. I'll think of a way, West said reluctantly. Also, you guys can't even deal with this trash. You need more real combat experience. Everyone was speechless. Apart from you, no one else could beat this monster no matter how hard they trained, right? But they didn't dare to say the truth. President, your daughter. Patya felt that Jerlin was a hot potato now. If Jerlin cried, the president would probably kill her. Hold me for a while longer. Look at me. I'm covered in blood. It's not convenient. Chun Zhao looked at Benjamin. What's wrong with him? Benjamin was scared of Chun Zhao. After all, he'd seen Chun Zhao's most terrifying side. He got lost, Gaia said calmly. Kill him. Benjamin was so scared that he peed his pants. Haha, just kidding. Look, we're all good people. We're on the side of justice. Chun Zhao patted Benjamin's shoulder. Hee. Benjamin's smile was forced. He believed that they were partners of justice. But Chun Zhao seemed like an evil villain no matter how he looked at it. By the way, I remember you said that you wanted to protect me and my daughter, right? Benjamin's face immediately turned red. Protect your daughter? With a daughter con like you around, what kind of monster would dare to harm your daughter? Suddenly, Chun Zhao turned around and looked at a shadowy corner of the church. Do you want to come out yourself? Or do you want me to pull you out? There was an old man hiding in the corner of the church. When he heard Chun Zhao's words, he jumped in fright. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I have nothing to do with Satanism. This old man was wearing the black robe of the evil sect. Everyone found it hard to believe that this old man had nothing to do with the evil sect. Bruce was so scared that he almost peed his pants. He had seen the entire battle. This man was too terrifying. The demon from hell had been cut into pieces by this man. Speak. Be honest, and I'll give you a quick death. I really have nothing to do with Satanism. I'm the priest of this church, Bruce said, wiping his tears. Bruce wiped his tears and said, after the leader of the Satanist cult occupied this place, he forced me to become a member of the Satanist cult. I have always pretended to be obedient. I am different from those brainwashed believers. I have always believed in God. Then how did you fool them? Chun Zhao didn't believe that the evil sect didn't have any methods to control people. The leader of Satanism will use the demon's blood to control and demonize believers, including me, Bruce said. But I've been using holy water to purify myself, so I haven't fallen or been demonized. Come here. Let me smell your scent. Chun Zhao crooked his finger. Bruce's legs trembled in fear. He knew how terrifying this man was. He was scarier than a demon. As the priest of this church, Bruce was actually the guardian of the seal. In the church's documents, there was a record of this demon called Salaraz. It also recorded Salaraz's various crimes and unparalleled power. But now, Salaraz's head was in Chun Zhao's hand. The demon, who'd always been known for his cruelty and evil, had been tortured to death. Bruce now saw Chun Zhao as the scariest human in the world. If someone said that Chun Zhao was Satan now, he wouldn't doubt it at all. I told you to come here. Don't you understand? Bruce could only walk to Chun Zhao. He was really afraid that Chun Zhao would slap him to death. Chun Zhao grabbed Bruce's arm and cut it. Then he dipped his finger in the blood. Yes, he's a pure human, Chun Zhao said after confirming it. Since you've been in the cult for so long, have you never thought about escaping? Or sending a message? So many children have been killed. Don't you care at all? Gaia looked at Bruce coldly. I want to, Bruce said bitterly, but those lizard monsters have already remembered my scent. I can't escape at all. Plus, there's no communication device here. How can I send a message? Useless. Gaia had always been upset about not being able to save those children. Those children were all less than a month old. Gaia's heart was very heavy. Chun Zhao patted Gaia. He knew that she wasn't in a good mood. Everyone was tired today, so Chun Zhao didn't continue torturing them. However, it was a happy thing to be able to hug Jerlin to sleep every night. No matter how terrible it was outside, as long as his daughter was by his side, everything would become better. At night, Chun Zhao's phone suddenly vibrated. Chun Zhao picked up the phone and glanced at Jerlin in a daze. She was still sleeping. Hello, who's this? Mr. Chen, my subordinates want to find you today, right? Chun Zhao woke up immediately. Who are you? You can call me Quick. Oh, and then? Where's my subordinates? I'm still alive, which means that they might have already seen God, or Satan. Why are you interested in letting me send you on your way? Chapter 792. So troublesome. Why can't I just spend a day with my daughter? What a headache. Oh, you have a daughter. Huh. You have to be careful. She's so young. She can die easily. Chun Zhao caressed Jerlin's cheek. At the moment, Jerlin was sleeping soundly. Her small mouth was still moving. She was probably dreaming and drinking milk. Thanks for the reminder. I'll be careful. Chun Zhao's voice was filled with warmth. But you should be careful too. Don't let me see you. In the morning, when Chun Zhao woke up, he realized that Jerlin still woke up earlier than him. Every day, Jerlin would wake up earlier than Chun Zhao and stare at him like that every day. Chun Zhao pinched Jerlin's cheek and got up to do what he had to do every day. Changing diapers, making powdered milk. It was another refreshing day. Just then, Alex's call came. Hey, Chin, Deng Boli's party on the sea is today. Got it. Are you going to attack them? You're thinking too much. Like you said, they're all billionaires. How can I attack them? I still want to live a few more years. Okay, I'll talk later. I'm going to have some fun with Jerlin. After breakfast, Chun Zhao carried Jerlin to the dock and rented a yacht. However, Before Chun Zhao could board the yacht, he saw Alex standing at the dock and looking at him. Alex, why are you here? If you want to go out to the sea, you have to rent a yacht here. Why am I here? Alex looked at Chun Zhao in annoyance. You're not going out to play, are you? You're right. I'm indeed going out to play. Boss, that Chinese is so bold. He ignored your warning and even dares to go out to play. Go get a helicopter. I want to know what kind of expression that Chinese will have when he sees me. Boss, how many people should we bring? All of them, Quick said. Quick and the others boarded a helicopter. It was a modified military helicopter. It could hold 20 people. It was originally a decommissioned helicopter of the U.S. Air Force. Some organizations bought it at a low price and used it for private purposes. Of course, with America's air traffic control, it was impossible for this helicopter to carry any weapons. It was mainly used for manned missions. Armed forces like Quake often needed to carry out multi-person transport missions. If it was an ordinary model of plane, I'm afraid it wouldn't be able to accommodate so many people from Quake. Boss, he's alone. Why did he bring so many people with him? Quake looked at his men. Muller thought so too, but now he's dead. I'm not Muller. Our employer put a bounty of $2 million for us to get that pocket watch. It's not a high price, but it's not low either. Originally, if everything went smoothly, we could have gotten the bounty by spending a small amount of money. But now, 5 people have died. This kind of loss has exceeded the scope of our plan. I don't want to add to the loss, and I don't want any more accidents. Chun, what's your plan? Alex was very nervous. Chun Zhao was empty-handed, and he was carrying a child. Was he going to take revenge for Jerlin with just this kind of preparation? As far as Alex knew, Deng Boli had 3 escort yachts other than his own luxury yacht. They were yachts, but they were armed with heavy firepower. The U.S. had a detailed classification of military and civilian weapons. However, this classification only applied to ordinary people. For rich people, they could even get a nuclear bomb if they wanted one. She knew that Chun Zhao was powerful, but this was the sea. He wasn't facing a group of enemies who could shoot at him with guns, but armed with heavy firepower. This wasn't a victory that could be won with one's own strength. What plan? What plan? I don't have one. I just want to go around the sea, fish, and sunbathe, Chun Zhao said matter-of-factly. Chun Zhao said matter-of-factly, oh no, I forgot to bring sunscreen. Do you have any? Alex's face darkened. I'm serious. Don't play dumb with me. I'm serious too. Look at my sincere expression. Chun Zhao looked at Alex with sincerity. Facing this vast ocean, I feel like my heart has broadened. All grudges, love, hate, and hate have vanished into thin air. I've let go of my hatred. Now, I can face anything calmly. For a moment, Alex almost believed Chun Zhao's words. Chin, I don't care what plan you have, but please don't take Jerlin into danger. What danger? I already said I'm out to play, Chun Zhao said calmly. Stop nagging me. It's rare for you to go out to the sea. Go change into a bikini and sunbathe. Don't waste the bright sunlight. Saying that, Chun Zhao stood up. Where are you going? I'm going to see if there are fishing tools on the boat. Chun Zhao really went to find fishing tools. Unfortunately, there were only a few harpoons in the storage room of the yacht. Just then, there was a whistling sound in the distance. Chun Zhao went to the deck and looked at the helicopter chasing after him. We're from the Coast Guard. We suspect that there are illegal contraband goods on your boat. Please stop the boat immediately for inspection. Alex looked at the helicopter in confusion. What's going on? Chen, there are illegal contraband goods on the boat? Huh. We came from San Francisco's North Beach Pier. What illegal contraband could there be? They're clearly looking for trouble. Looking for trouble? Those bandits. Chun Zhao shrugged. Then what do we do? They're in the sky. We can't do anything to them. Alex's expression turned serious. See? It's such a good holiday, but people always come to ruin my mood. Now's not the time to joke around. Hurry up and think of something. Chun Zhao stood on the roof of the yacht. Holding the harpoon, he made a throwing gesture. Chin, what are you doing? You're not going to hit the helicopter with a harpoon, are you? At the same time, in the helicopter, Quake's subordinates all laughed. Haha, is this Chinese joking? He wants to shoot us with a harpoon? Oh my god, I didn't know that Chinese are so humorous. Doesn't he know that the helicopter's windshield is bulletproof? Chapter 793. Chen, don't joke around. Alex was speechless. Can you be more serious? Put down the harpoon. Hiss. Alex heard the sound of something tearing through the air. Haha, that guy really shot the harpoon. I'm dying of laughter. Boss, you should keep him and add some jokes to our team. Quake was also laughing hard, but the next moment, he couldn't laugh anymore. The harpoon came faster than he had imagined. The moment the harpoon touched the windshield didn't even have the slightest effect. The person in the helicopter was also laughing, but the next moment, the harpoon stabbed into his chest and pierced through. Without any pause, the harpoon pierced through the back of the seat and nailed another person to the seat. The pilot's head tilted. Quake rushed over and steadied the steering wheel. But now, no one could laugh anymore. Everyone felt like they were choking, and their expressions froze. 2 people had died instantly. They'd been killed by a harpoon that they thought was a joke. But the harpoon had pierced through the helicopter and their courage. Alex's expression froze too. She wasn't a physics major, so she didn't know how much strength was needed to pierce through the helicopter with a harpoon. But she knew that it wasn't something a normal person could do. No matter what, using a harpoon to hit a helicopter was too unreal. Chen Zhao picked up the other harpoon. He'd found 2 harpoons in the storage room. That one didn't seem to have enough strength. Not enough strength? Do you want to shoot the helicopter down? Oh no, he's going to shoot again. Boss, pull up. Pull up. By now, the criminals in the helicopter were already frightened by Chen Zhao's harpoon. They swore that they'd never seen such a terrifying person. The helicopter pulled up to 100 meters. Only then did everyone feel much more at ease. But they couldn't attack from 100 meters in the air either. But Chen Zhao didn't think so. He charged up for the second time. He opened the mouth of gluttony and the eye of power. He took a step forward and shot the harpoon with the most standard throwing posture. The harpoon tore through the air. The high temperature even burned the spearhead red from the friction with the air. Alex saw a beam of red light shoot through the air. Then, it penetrated the bottom of the helicopter, which was 100 meters in the air, and penetrated the top of the helicopter. Then, the helicopter's propellers ignited. The people in the helicopter were in a state of panic, and the helicopter itself was spinning. The helicopter that had lost control fell toward the sea. Alex was dumbstruck. Her mind was blank. Was this something a human would do? Shoot down a helicopter with a harpoon? I'm not dreaming, right? Looking at where the helicopter had fallen, Chen Zhao said to Alex, "Go and park the boat there." "What are you doing?" "Of course it's to save people. Didn't you see the helicopter crash? We should save people." Alex rolled her eyes. "You're talking as if you didn't do it. When the helicopter crashed into the sea, half of the 20 people in the helicopter were dead, and the other half were too injured to be saved. Quake and the remaining people struggled to break away from the helicopter and floated to the surface of the sea. But at that moment, the yacht approached. Chen Zhao leaned against the railing. "Hey, do you need help?" Quake's eyes flashed as he stared at Chen Zhao. He was still armed. He was calculating the success rate of attacking Chen Zhao. "Which one is Quake?" Chen Zhao asked, looking at the people on the surface of the sea. The others all focused their gazes on Quake. "Do you remember what I said last night when we talked?" Chen Zhao smiled brightly. "Looks like I'm quite lucky to have met you today. Mr. Chen, it was my fault before. I hope you can forgive me. I won't disturb you again." "Sorry, I always like to eliminate the roots." Chen Zhao suddenly cast a large net, trapping everyone. He closed the net and tied a metal plate to one end of the rope. Then he tossed it into the sea. Alex's pupils constricted. Chen Zhao was going to sink all of them into the sea at once. "Okay, it's done." Alex looked at Chen Zhao. She started to believe that Chen Zhao really had a way to deal with those billionaires. Keep sunbathing. After another 2 hours of sailing, the target yacht finally appeared in their field of vision. However, there was an armed ship in front and on both sides of the super luxurious yacht. Just then, the communication channel connected to Chen Zhao's yacht. "This is the Seagull. Please leave the nearby waters. If you come within 3 nautical miles, we will attack. Fuck. Chen Zhao cursed into the communicator. This isn't your home. What right do you have to ask me to leave? Idiot. He didn't even bother to explain. Alex looked at Chen Zhao. Let's see how you're going to deal with this. As long as I get close, I'll be attacked. But how can I take revenge if I don't get close? Do you want to use the same trick again? There were no harpoons on the yacht now. Even if there were, the same move probably wouldn't work on the yacht. Fine, Chen Zhao said helplessly. Since you don't want me to get close, I won't. Alex looked at Chen Zhao. She didn't believe that Chen Zhao would give up so easily. Just then, Chen Zhao's phone rang. Hello, Mr. Chen. A woman's voice came from the phone. Are you here? Chen Zhao asked.
Yes.
Then let's do it, Chen Zhao said. Boom, boom, boom. 3 balls of sparks suddenly rose from the distant sea. Alex's heart skipped a beat. What's going on? Where did the attack come from? The 3 armed ships turned into fireballs and sank into the water. The explosion was too sudden. Almost everyone on the armed ships was spared. This is the Seagull. This is the Seagull. Please help us immediately. We've been attacked by a torpedo. Please help us immediately. This is the Jellyfish. You just said that I'm not allowed to get close, so I don't dare to go over. You have to come immediately. Do you know how many rich people we have on the ship? I don't know. Can you tell me how many rich people you have on the ship? Chapter 794. Alex looked at Chen Zhao, astonishment in her eyes. So, it was all arranged by him? An attack from the water? With a cynical expression, Chen Zhao was still talking to the people on the Seagull. Is it everyone's combined worth $500 million? Or one person's worth $500 million? One person, $500 million. The communicator seemed to have been jammed. Their conversation didn't flow smoothly. What a pity. Looks like we can't keep chatting. Just then, Chen Zhao and Alex saw a speedboat rush out from the Seagull. It was extremely fast and quickly escaped from the Seagull. Alex looked through her binoculars, and her expression changed. Dang Bowley, he escaped. Chen Zhao looked at the speedboat's speed. Even Guret's submarine, which he'd contacted, wouldn't be able to do anything to the speedboat, let alone his yacht. That speedboat is really fast. Chen Zhao looked into the distance. He's the culprit. Aren't you worried at all? Huh? What culprit? I'm already used to it. I don't care about revenge at all, Chen Zhao said nonchalantly. I believe that God will punish him. Alex gritted her teeth in anger. She knew that Chen Zhao was talking nonsense, but his nonchalant attitude still enraged her. You're counting on God? Of course. I'm a devout believer. Amen. Suddenly, something appeared in the distant sea. It charged toward the speedboat at an astonishing speed. Alex's pupils constricted, and she looked at the sea. What's that? A submarine? God's will. The thing chased behind the speedboat. The people on the speedboat started firing wildly at it with their machine guns. But for the thick-skinned thing in the water, the machine guns in their hands were like tickles. The thing suddenly jumped out of the water. Alex's mouth opened wide. Disbelief and shock were written all over her face. What was that? A killer whale? You must be joking. How could there be such a huge killer whale? The people on the speedboat also gaped at the killer whale above their heads in astonishment. What did a 60-meter killer whale look like? A normal reverse halberd whale was about 10 meters long, with the longest not exceeding 12 meters. But the killer whale above them was more than 60 meters long. Just its length alone was 5 times that of a normal killer whale. As for its weight, it was 30 to 40 times that of a normal killer whale. This was a terrifying super beast. With the killer whale's mouth facing down, everyone on the speedboat jumped off in fright. The killer whale bit the speedboat and sank it into the sea. At the same time, it created a huge splash. Let's go, Chen Zhao said. But there's a sea monster there. What sea monster? That's God's messenger. Chen Zhao rolled his eyes. Alex was speechless. Don't be like this. There's a big sea monster there. If this was a monster movie, it would definitely be a big boss. Our small yacht will be swallowed by that sea monster in one gulp. Unfortunately, Chun Zhao ignored Alex's dissuasion and insisted on going. The yacht approached the drowned people. Hey, how are you guys? Save us. Come up. Chun Zhao pulled the drowned people onto the boat one by one. Deng Boli and his bodyguards boarded the boat. They all sat on the ground, fear still on their faces. Alex looked at Chun Zhao and watched as he warmly welcomed them. Do you want some beer?
Thanks.
These people were all extremely frightened and were still uneasy at this moment. Is this your wife and child? Deng Boli looked at Alex and little Jerlin. That's my child. She's so cute. Unfortunately, her mother passed away not long ago. Really? What a pity. Deng Boli's expression had recovered quite a bit. Her mother was a police officer and was shot to death not long ago. Deng Boli's expression froze. He suddenly had a bad feeling. I've been looking for her mother's killer, Chun Zhao said seriously. Just then, the bodyguard behind Deng Boli suddenly raised his gun. But before he could shoot, Chun Zhao punched him in the face. The bodyguard flew over the railing of the deck. Then, the giant beast appeared again and swallowed the bodyguard in one bite. I pray to God that the killer will appear before me. Chun Zhao continued talking to himself as if nothing had happened. Last night, I had a dream. In the dream, God told me to go out to sea. I followed God's will, and suddenly, I felt like my entire body and mind had become open. I seemed to have forgotten about my hatred. Alex watched Chun Zhao blabber nonsense. She suddenly felt that the guy was funny. His enemy was right before him, but he could still maintain his rationality. Sir. Chun Zhao stopped Deng Boli. Don't interrupt me. What was I saying? Forget hatred. Yes, thank you. Forget hatred. I suddenly realized that I've forgotten hatred. My body and mind became happy, so I decided to go fishing at sea. Chun Zhao picked up a bundle of rope beside him. Deng Boli and the others instinctively took 2 steps back. What are you doing? Fishing, but I forgot to bring bait, Chun Zhao said. Don't resist. I said don't resist. Chun Zhao put the rope around a struggling bodyguard's neck. The noose tightened and the bodyguard's limbs flailed. Sir, how much money do you want? I can give you money. I have a lot of money. I don't want money. I just want to relax. I want to be happy. Chun Zhao put the rope around Deng Boli's neck. More beer? Finish the beer in your hand. This is the last time you drink. Forget it. Chun Zhao took the beer from Deng Boli's hand. Don't throw inorganic things into the sea. Okay, you can go down now. Deng Boli and his bodyguard looked at Chun Zhao. They opened their mouths but couldn't say anything. Get out. Don't you understand? Just then, Amon surfaced. When everyone on the boat saw Amon, their legs turned to jelly. Look, it's already tired of waiting. Don't make us get off the boat. I can give you as much money as you want. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. Chapter 795. Didn't God say that? Alex watched as Chun Zhao kicked Deng Boli and the others into the sea. Deng Boli and his bodyguards were all tied together. Ropes were tied around their necks as they struggled in the water. They had to make sure that no one would sink. If someone sank, the others would sink too. You better swim faster. God's messenger is here again. Looking at the scary black shadow, Alex felt her scalp tingle. But Chun Zhao wasn't afraid at all. Jerlin wasn't afraid either. Seeing Amon swim over, she clapped her hands excitedly. Yeah. Hee. Alex was speechless. The father and daughter were so carefree. They were clearly following the plot of a monster movie. Jerlin, do you like Amon? Yeah. Jerlin smiled brightly. Amon? Who's Amon? The guy in the water. Chun Zhao patted the deck. Amon, come out and see my daughter. Amon's huge head popped out of the water. Alex was so scared that she took 2 steps back. That mouth was definitely capable of dragging their yacht into the water. My pet, Chun Zhao said. Amon, time to work. Amon dove into the water and dragged Deng Boli and the others into the water. Alex couldn't calm down yet. Disbelief was written all over her face. This clearly underdeveloped killer whale was his pet? Deng Boli and the others didn't resurface again. When are you leaving? Alex asked. Tonight's flight, Chun Zhao answered. Everything in San Francisco had been settled, but Chun Zhao felt like he'd forgotten something. Oh, Chun. What? Do you mean what you said last time? What? Chun Zhao was confused. What did he say to Alex? Could it be that he was careless and made a solemn vow to her? Chun Zhao looked at Alex's eyes. It didn't seem like it. Alex wasn't a love-struck woman. Forget it. It's fine. Alex shook her head. Don't stop. What did I say? If I can do it, I can definitely do it. You can't, Alex said indifferently. Chun Zhao didn't even have the mood to pack. You want to borrow money from me? Alex glared at Chun Zhao. Ignoring him, she helped pack up Jerlin's things. From Jerlin's things, Alex could tell how much Chun Zhao doted on his daughter. In a week's time in San Francisco, little Jerlin's belongings were collected in 2 large boxes. Chun Zhao had been holding a grudge against Alex for not finishing her sentence. Chun Zhao had no energy to do anything. What did he say? Why didn't Alex tell him everything? Did she fall in love with him? This was obviously impossible. Alex was a lesbian. Chun Zhao thought he was pretty charming, but Alex was a lesbian. But charm didn't have any effect on sexual orientation. It was like a man with a normal sexual orientation had a very, very outstanding brother by his side. No matter how outstanding this brother was, this man could not change his sexual orientation. Anyway, Chun Zhao didn't think that he had the ability to make it straight. Everyone from the association followed Chun Zhao onto the plane. It was rare for Chun Zhao to buy first-class tickets for everyone's return trip. They all enjoyed it. Excuse me, please. Chun Zhao moved to the side and let someone enter the inner seats. Hello. The man beside him took the initiative to talk to Chun Zhao. He looked at the stroller in the aisle and Jerlin. Is this your daughter? She's so cute. Yes, my daughter. Chun Zhao nodded with a smile. I'm Cisco. I'm Chun Zhao. You can call me Chun. The 2 men chatted passionately on the plane, as if they were old friends who hadn't seen each other in years. Cisco, what do you do? I'm an accountant. If I have a sum of cash, is there any way to transfer it to the bank without going through the tax bureau? Depends on how much it is, Cisco said. What if it's $5 million? I'm afraid that's difficult. You have to go through some special methods. One is an offshore company. The tax bureau is powerful, but they can't do anything about the accounts of offshore companies. You can launder the money through fake investments. Another is through art investments. You have to contact the auction company first, and then transfer the money to the auction company through the auction. Then, you can launder the money through the transfer of the art. Of course, there's a discount in the middle. Then I have the money at home. Cisco, are you willing to help me? Cisco's eyes lit up. Do you trust me? Of course. The money is just waiting to rot at home. I have to get rid of it as soon as possible. After getting off the plane, Chun Zhao carried Jerlin and walked out of the airport with Cisco. Just then, West and the others drove over. President, over here. That's my subordinate. Let's go. Cisco's heart was burning. He didn't expect Chun Zhao to believe him so easily. Chun Zhao really believed that he was an accountant. Of course, while Cisco wasn't an accountant, he was really good at laundering money. However, Cisco didn't want to help Chun Zhao just like that. He wanted to take all of Chun Zhao's $5 million. After getting into West's car, West glanced at the rearview mirror. President, are we going to your home or the headquarters? To the headquarters, Chun Zhao said. Mr. Chun, didn't you say that the money is at your home? Cisco asked warily. Let's go to my workplace first. West and the others didn't understand why Chun Zhao would bring someone he'd met on the plane to the headquarters. Whatever. He was the boss, so he had the final say. Along the way, Chun Zhao played with Jerlin. The kid's mother must be a beauty. Unfortunately, her mother passed away not long ago, Chun Zhao said with pity. Faint sorrow appeared on his face. Ah, sorry, I didn't know. Cisco hurriedly apologized. If I may ask, did she die of an illness? No, she was shot. She was already 9 months pregnant at the time, Chun Zhao said calmly. The gunman escaped on the way to prison and attacked her mother. Jerlin's mother gave birth to my daughter when she was seriously injured, Chun Zhao said calmly. Psyker tried to move, but Chun Zhao stopped him with one hand. Chapter 796. Everyone in the car immediately perked up. So this was the president's enemy. Bright smiles appeared on everyone's faces. Psyker didn't expect to meet his enemy on a plane. Chun Zhao also didn't expect to meet Psyker. Chun Zhao had seen Psyker's photo in the document Alex had given him. Mr. Psyker, I'm curious. You're still a wanted criminal, right? How can you take a plane? What do you want to do to me? What do I want to do to you? I haven't thought about it yet, but I can tell you the result. You'll definitely die. As for the process, do you have any suggestions? President, we can put him in a bucket filled with leeches, West said. Then we can put him in a cage filled with rats. President, I heard that China has a kind of punishment. You put someone in an urn and then slowly boil him over a small fire. The person will slowly cook. Psyker shivered. What kind of person was this? Didn't they have any laws at all? Patya adjusted her glasses. President, I think you're going too far. I think we should skin him and then put him in salt water. That way, he'll die of pain. On one hand, you can take revenge, and on the other hand, he'll be free as soon as possible. When Psyker heard the first half of the sentence, he thought that this gentle and weak girl had finally said something human. But when he heard the second half, he was scared out of his wits. President, I think we can feed him parasites and cover his entire body. President, Psyker trembled in fear. Were these people all monsters? When the car arrived at the headquarters, Psyker was dragged off the plane. The people who'd arrived earlier didn't understand. Wasn't this the guy who'd sat beside Qinzhao on the plane? West, who's he? Why did you bring him here? Our VIP. More accurately, he's the president's VIP. He killed Jerlin's mother. Everyone looked at Psyker. This guy was really unlucky. He'd actually sat beside Qinzhao on the plane. Save me. I'm willing to turn myself in. I'm willing to turn myself in. Psyker couldn't wait to go to the police station. This group of people was too terrifying. Furthermore, each and every one of them completely disregarded the law. Chop off his hands and feet first. Don't let him escape. West, keep an eye on him. If he runs, you'll suffer for him. After a long journey, Chun Zhao finally returned home with Jerlin in his arms. Baby, this will be your home from now on. The little guy was already chirping excitedly in Chan Zhao's arms. When he got home, he could finally breathe a sigh of relief. He also called Feilai. Feilai, I'm going home. In the evening, Feilai returned with her family's pets. All the pets circled around little Jerlin curiously. Feilai, do you miss me? Feilai blushed, but she was clearly more interested in little Jerlin. Chun, Jerlin will be my daughter from now on? Of course. Chun Zhao didn't put little Jerlin in the master bedroom with Feilai. When foreigners took care of their children, they usually slept separately from them from a young age. Chun Zhao had been hesitating. Should he let Jerlin sleep with him and Feilai, or let her sleep alone? After some hesitation, he decided to let her sleep alone in a room. Of course, the underlings would help Chun Zhao take care of the kids. Feilai was especially passionate tonight. Also, the night before going to San Francisco, Feilai was serious. She really wanted children, so she didn't take any safety measures. It was a wonderful night for little Jerlin. She realized that she seemed to have a lot of little friends. Of course, she also had a lot of big friends. The inferior demons had been busy around Jerlin. As long as Jerlin made any movements, they would immediately react. The next day, Feilai took the initiative to ask again. Feilai, I have Jerlin at home, but my feelings for you won't change. I just need it. Blushing, Feilai flipped onto Chun Zhao's body. Okay, Del and Risfar had heard the news from somewhere, and they had brought their whole family over in a hurry. The three dads and their daughter complex met. The three of them were 100% DaughterCon. There were too many topics about his daughter. Faith, Vera, and Ronnie surrounded little Jerlin like curious babies. Dad, Jerlin is so small. Dad, was I like this when I was young? Jerlin also looked at the girls around the cradle curiously. She reached out to touch them. Chin, I didn't expect you to have a daughter too. What's so strange about that? Can't I have a daughter? Chun Zhao rolled his eyes. That's not what I mean, Del said. I just feel like my superiority is gone. Chun Zhao didn't understand before, but now he did. It was the feeling of superiority after having a daughter. Ever since he had a daughter, Chun Zhao also had that strange feeling of superiority. It was like he wanted to tell the world that this little girl was his daughter. It was such a strange feeling. He felt like his daughter was the most perfect gift in the world. Risfar was much more serious and told Chun Zhao many things to take note of. Chen Zhao was a doctor, but when it came to daughters, he really couldn't compare to Risfar and Del. Jerlin didn't know how to speak, but she could already recognize the three girls. Seeing that they were riding animals, she wanted to ride them too. But right now, Jerlin couldn't even crawl on the ground, let alone ride them. The only suitable one was Abidos. His back was the widest and most suitable for Jerlin to lie on. Moreover, Abidos didn't have a cold body like normal cold-blooded animals. His body was warm. Little Jerlin soon fell asleep on Abidos' back. Del and Risfar left with Ronnie, Vera, and Faith. Abidos came to Chun Zhao's side. Ada, Father said he wants to invite you to hell tonight. Tonight? Okay. To be honest, Chun Zhao was used to looking at Jerlin. He couldn't bear to let her leave his sight. But Beelzebub Zephi probably had something important to tell him. When Feilai came back, Chun Zhao told her something. Feilai was already used to it. Chun Zhao had to go to hell every once in a while. Chapter 797. Chun Zhao appeared in hell again. But this time, he didn't appear in Obsidian Castle. Instead, he appeared in the sky. Chun Zhao remembered that when Samuel summoned him to hell last time, he'd also appeared in hell. It was the same this time. He had no choice but to use the dark serum to create a pair of wings and glide to the ground. What the hell is this place? Below him was a muddy swamp. In the distance was an erupting volcano. The smell of sulfur filled the air. A demon flew over Chen Zhao's head, but he turned back after a while. Strange? Human soul? Living? The demon wasn't tall. At least, Chun Zhao was used to seeing tall and burly demons. The demon before him looked a bit fresh. He didn't have red lips and white teeth, but he had the standard human features. There was a pair of demon horns on his head and a pair of demon wings on his back. In Chen Zhao's eyes, this demon was dressed well. He even looked a bit handsome. Chun Zhao immediately summoned the mouth of gluttony and the eye of power. He took out the bronze sword and the dark serum. What are you doing? Are you going to fight me? Why do you have the subordinate powers of Beelzebub and Samuel? Aren't you going to attack me? Chun Zhao was stunned. Why would I attack you? No, shouldn't demons attack people when they see them? In this world where the strong prey on the weak, the winner is king and the loser is a bandit. The first thing they say is, submit to me or die. Is this your first time in hell? The demon asked. No, I've been here a few times, but I don't know why my friend summoned me here. Your friend summoned you? Yes, Lord Zephi Beelzebub. I think I know why you're here. Why? Satan's wrath is spreading, causing the entire hell to be filled with a chaotic aura. That's why there's a deviation in the summoning. Because of this power, many evil spirits escaped to the human world. What's Satan's wrath? Chun Zhao asked, confused. The demon pointed at the volcano in the distance. That thing erupts. Anyway, every time it erupts, the entire hell is in chaos. Calamity runs rampant, and the aura is chaotic. Volcano eruptions have nothing to do with Satan. I think so too. The devil nodded. Chun Zhao looked at the demon before him. You're not Satan, right? I just killed a bunch of Satan's followers in the human world a few days ago. Why do you think I'm Satan? Because among the demons I know, apart from Samuel, the other demons have to add your majesty when addressing Satan. Chun Zhao looked at the handsome demon before him. Also, apart from not having 3 pairs of wings, your aura is quite similar to Satan's. Haha, I'm not Satan. The handsome demon laughed. You scared me to death. What's your name? Asked the handsome demon. Why are you asking for my name? Just call me human, and I'll call you handsome. Chun Zhao didn't dare to let a demon know his name. This was because there were many spells that, as long as one knew the name of the spell, one could fall for it even if they were thousands of miles away. Why did you call me handsome? Reason? There's a saying in Chinese, you don't need to know each other. It's fate that we meet. There's no need to care about names or family backgrounds. Fine. The handsome demon shrugged casually. Are you going to find your friend now? Where am I now? Do you know how to get to Obsidian City? I don't. The handsome demon shook his head. This is your territory? Sort of. The handsome demon nodded. Do you have any fun places here? I don't know what you humans define as fun. Whatever. Let's just walk around. Oh, there's a demonic crystal refining furnace over there. Do you want to go there and take a look? Demonic crystal refining furnace? Can this thing be refined? Chun Zhao asked curiously. I always thought that demonic crystals were part of ores. A small portion of demonic crystals are dug out from ores, but most are extracted from souls and then refined into demonic crystals through a complicated process, the handsome demon said. The handsome guy said, You humans are complicated existences. There is good and evil in your souls, and souls that fall into hell will turn into evil spirits without exception. But even evil spirits still have a good side. Good is extracted from the soul, then refined, and finally obtained demonic crystals. It's that complicated? Do you want to take a look? The handsome demon asked. Sure, but it's empty here. How long will it take to get to the processing plant? Right here. The handsome demon reached out and pressed in the air before him. As if the fog had dissipated, a huge building that reached the clouds appeared. It was much larger than Obsidian Castle. What spell is this? It's just a normal camouflage spell. Qin Zhao looked at the door before him. It was at least 10 meters tall. He went up and pushed it. It's so heavy. Open it. Fuck, how heavy is this door? He couldn't even push the door with his own strength. The handsome demon patted Qin Zhao's back. Let me. Qin Zhao felt something strange in his body, but he couldn't tell what it was. It was neither uncomfortable nor uncomfortable. The handsome demon walked up and pushed the door open with one hand. Handsome, I think you should change this in the future. Don't you think it's weird to open such a big door every time you go in and out? It's to prevent outsiders from entering. You should be really powerful. You can just set a password. Do you know passwords? Like Open Sesame or something. The handsome demon looked at the door and thought for a moment. Let me think about it. Chun Zhao followed him into the refining furnace. It was very spacious inside, and there were many demons working inside. When the demons saw the handsome demon, they immediately went up and bowed. The handsome demon waved his hand. Don't mind me. Go back to work. Qin Zhao looked at him. You're Satan, right? Why do you ask? Isn't it usually like this? They're afraid that their subordinates will reveal their identity, so they say something to shut their mouths. What you said before makes sense. Why must we know each other when we meet? The handsome demon said, You're a human, and I'm a handsome demon. Fine. The internal structure of the refining furnace was very complicated. Chun Zhao saw a demon dragging hundreds of evil spirits past them. Chapter 798. The handsome demon brought Qin Zhao to a place that looked like a farm. There were tens of thousands of evil spirits inside. They devoured each other inside. It was like a slaughterhouse. Even someone like Qin Zhao, who had seen much of the world, could not help but feel chills down his spine at the sight. What's this for? This is to make perfect demonic crystals. Normal evil spirits can only produce normal demonic crystals. Only these kinds of evil spirits can produce perfect demonic crystals. How strong are these evil spirits? Qin Zhao asked curiously. About the same as you right now. If you want to destroy evil spirits of this level, it'll be quite difficult. The handsome demon looked at Qin Zhao. What? Do you want one? I'll give you one. I'll trade with perfect crystals, Qin Zhao said. Oh, do you want perfect angelic crystals or demonic crystals? Do you still have angelic crystals? Even I don't have many. I have quite a few. Qin Zhao was about to take them out when he asked, Will it hurt you? It's fine. Take them out. Qin Zhao took out a perfect angelic crystal. The handsome demon took it. Perfect. This angelic crystal is so beautiful. The handsome demon held the perfect angelic crystal and drew magic patterns in the air with his finger. The perfect angelic crystal started cracking. Then, like an egg, a small angel flew out of the perfect angelic crystal. More accurately, It was a little elf, radiating holy light. It coiled around the handsome demon. The elf was only the size of 3 fingers. It had a pair of holy wings on its back. This angelic crystal is actually an egg? Chun Zhao asked in surprise. The handsome demon shook his head. That's not the case. It's because of my power that this holy light soul essence was born. Chun Zhao reached out to grab the holy light essence, but it disappeared in a flash. The next moment, the holy light spirit essence appeared beside the handsome demon and stuck its tongue out at Chun Zhao. What's the use of this? To you humans, it's a guardian angel. Guardian angel? Are you the only one who can hatch it? The handsome demon nodded. Apart from me, other demons or humans can't hatch it. The handsome demon looked at Chun Zhao. But you can't have a guardian angel either. Why? I am a very kind person. You have the power of a demon on you. The guardian angel can't protect you. In that case, those without demonic energy can obtain protection, right? Sure. I don't want that evil spirit anymore. Can you help me hatch another guardian angel? No, it's 2. Chun Zhao took out 2 perfect crystals. The handsome demon sucked in a breath of cold air. Where did you get this angelic crystal? Even I can sense the power of holy light contained within it. Help me hatch them into guardian angels. Oh, by the way, teach me how to let my family receive the protection of guardian angels. I can't make the guardian angel choose who to protect. The handsome demon said, however, I can give you a guardian devil. Its purpose is similar to that of a guardian angel. Guardian angels and guardian demons sound like 2 different species. Are you sure their uses are similar to guardian angels? You want to protect your family, right? That's right. Chun Zhao wanted to get one for Fei Lai and Zhirlin. Guardian angels can resist diseases, bad luck, and curses. Guardian devils can devour evil spirits, detect evil intentions, and lend power. Chun Zhao thought about it. A guardian devil seemed to be suitable for Fei Lai, while a guardian angel was suitable for Zhirlin. What price do I have to pay? Leave one of the 2 angelic crystals for me. Deal. Chun Zhao agreed quickly. Do you still want that evil spirit? Do you have a way for me to control it? No. What do you want it for? I have a bunch of useless subordinates. I plan to give it to them for training, but an evil spirit of this level probably isn't for training. It's for killing them. I see. The handsome demon thought about it. I can help you make a Hellion Tower, but you'll have to pay a greater price. What's a Hellion Tower? It's for training. It's absolutely safe. Chun Zhao's heart jumped. What price? You can give me more angelic crystals until I think it's enough. Chun Zhao thought about it and asked, can I use demonic crystals? I'm curious how a living person can have so many angelic crystals and demonic crystals. Everyone has their own secrets, right? There's no need to get to the bottom of it. Fine. Chun Zhao took out a large number of demonic crystals and angelic crystals. Is this enough? The handsome demon took a third of them and didn't take any more. I'll give you the Hellion Tower in a month. Wait a month? Of course. The Hellion Tower is very complicated. Even I need a month to make it. But I was summoned to hell. I'll only be there for 24 hours. Then we'll talk about it the next time you come. Let's exchange a keepsake. Keepsake? Chun Zhao searched his body and only found a lucky coin. Is this okay? Lucky gold coin? I'll give you a lucky gold coin too. The handsome demon snapped his fingers and a lucky coin appeared in his hand. This lucky coin can help you defeat most enemies, even those far stronger than you, but it can only be used once. Chun Zhao took the coin and looked at it. Then he shook his head. I still want a normal lucky coin. It's more valuable to me. I don't understand you humans. Why would you make such a choice? Is my coin not as good as a normal lucky coin? Our needs are different. I don't have many enemies in the human world. Fine, I'll redefine this coin. It's no longer a lucky coin but a wishing coin. It can give you what you want the most, but it can only be used once. Can I have anything I want? You don't have to make a wish for wealth. The only thing this coin can't do is give you wealth. Also, it can't grant all wishes. Even I can't grant all wishes. Why? Because wealth has a number. Giving you 1 coin is wealth. Giving you 100 coins is also wealth. Wishes that exceed the ability of this wishing coin can't be granted. Chapter 799. Qin Zhao and the handsome guy sat at the top of the smelting furnace. It was almost 10,000 meters above the ground. It was even higher than the castle Samuel had given Qin Zhao. Do you drink? Qin Zhao handed the guy a bottle of wine. It's really good wine. Even hell doesn't have such good wine. The guy gazed into the distance. Qin Zhao didn't know if it was because of the wine that he'd become sentimental. You already have the answer, right? What? You told me your identity? Qin Zhao asked. Just like you said, we don't need to know each other. It's been a long time since I've chatted and drank with a good friend. Have you read The Deer in the Cauldron? What's that? Whatever. If you have the chance, catch an evil spirit from China. Maybe you'll get the answer. After being in a high position for a long time, one would inevitably feel lonely. It didn't matter if one was at the peak of power or the peak of power. It was the same principle. Of course, if Qin Zhao had the chance, he wanted to taste this feeling of loneliness too. Qin Zhao and the handsome guy exchanged toasts, drinking one glass after another. By the way, can you go to the human world? No. The guy shook his head. I can't even send a projection into the human world. Then what are those believers in the human world? They're just humans who use my name, the guy said, but they have to pay a price. Who's stronger, you or the other demon kings? Qin Zhao asked curiously. I'm the nominal ruler of hell and the leader of the 7 demon kings. I've never fought any of them, but I'm sure that I'm stronger than any of them. Are you much stronger than them? I don't know. The guy shook his head. I'm born with them. I'm the ruler of this place. Our power is natural. What about the other demon kings? For example, the king of ice and snow. Aside from the 7 demon kings, the other demon kings that appeared later were actually our descendants. All the fiends in the infernal realm began with the 7 of us. Qin Zhao's phone suddenly rang. He glanced at the time. My time is up. I should go back to the human world. Goodbye. Goodbye. Qin Zhao returned to his home in the human world. When he reached his bedroom, he saw Fei Lai hugging little Zhilin. However, Fei Lai seemed to be sobbing. Qin Zhao entered the bedroom. Fei Lai, what's wrong? No, I'm fine. Qin, why didn't I hear you coming back? Fei Lai, what happened? I'm really fine. I'm really fine. Fei Lai still had tears on her face. Fei Lai, tell me what happened. Were you bullied? No. Fei Lai pursed her lips. Who's sick? Who's sick? Qin Zhao thought, it must be Laurent. It must be Laurent. Qin Zhao. I, Qin. I might not be able to give birth to your child. Huh. Qin Zhao was dumbfounded. What did this mean? Fei Lai was. Zhao was. Fei Lai, I her. Zhao. She was Zhao. Zhao was. Qin Zhao mean Zhao was Qin Zhao. Zhao was a doctor too. He could understand what Fei Lai couldn't explain. Although it didn't have much of an impact on health, it did have a great impact on fertility. Is it a small amount? Qin Zhao asked. Or no ovulation at all? Maybe no ovulation at all. Qin Zhao hugged Fei Lai gently. It's fine. I won't have a child. Anyway, Zhilin was enough. He didn't have the thought of having a son to carry on the family line. Qin, I want a child. I want a child. You're so good at medicine. Help me. Fei Lai had never asked Qin Zhao for anything. This was the only time she'd made a request. But this time, Qin Zhao was really stumped. Qin Zhao was confident that he could treat most diseases. However, the only time he'd come in contact with gynecology was when he'd helped a demon give birth. He really couldn't treat physiological ovulation disorder. Fei Lai burst into tears. Even little Zhilin in her arms began to cry. Fei Lai, wait. I'll call Far. Qin Zhao needed to confirm that Fei Lai wasn't mistaken. Okay, maybe I'm mistaken. Fei Lai nodded. She still had some hope that she had made a mistake. Qin Zhao picked up the phone and walked out of the bedroom. Far, did Fei Lai go to your hospital for a checkup 2 days ago? Qin, do you know? Yes. Fei Lai cried really hard. I want to know the details. Fei Lai doesn't ovulate. Chun, don't hurt Fei Lai. Chen Zhao felt helpless. If it was just ovulation, he and Fei Lai could do a test tube test. But if she couldn't even ovulate, Chen Zhao really didn't know what to do. Can the current medical technology cure Fei Lai's illness? It's not a disease. It's a physiological abnormality, Far said. Far said, even you are asking this question. Do you think anyone else has a solution? Chen Zhao returned to the bedroom. Fei Lai had started crying again. Fei Lai, can we stop crying? Chun, is there nothing you can do? Chen Zhao chuckled. No, Far and I will do some research. You're lying. Fei Lai stared at Chen Zhao. Will I never be able to have children? Fei Lai, trust me. Far and I will think of something. Far specializes in oncology. Chen Zhao felt helpless. Fei Lai was really hard to deal with. Chen Zhao suddenly hated himself. Why hadn't he paid attention to this disease before? Now that Fei Lai was crying, he couldn't do anything. The next day, Fei Lai got sick. She had a high fever. Chen Zhao hurried to reduce the fever. It wasn't too serious. But Chen Zhao was really worried about Fei Lai's mental health. Fei Lai, I have a way to make you pregnant, Chen Zhao said, hugging Fei Lai. Chen, you don't have to comfort me. I've already thought it through. I can't be a real mother, but we already have Jerlin. I'll be the best mother. Fei Lai, I'm serious. I really have a way. Fei Lai looked up at Chen Zhao. Chen, I don't want to hope for disappointment. I'm serious. I have a way. Chen Zhao took out the wishing coin. Hold it. This is... Say your wish. What? Fei Lai didn't understand. Say your wish? Chapter 800. The wishing coin in Chen Zhao's hand suddenly dissipated like powder. Fei Lai lifted her head, disbelief in her eyes. Chun, this is... Chen Zhao caressed Fei Lai's hair. Have you heard of Aladdin's magic lamp? Biffed. Fei Lai's tears turned into laughter. It was her first time losing control like this. Tears and snot flew everywhere. We need to hurry and have a baby. Chen Zhao and Fei Lai went through the door and started doing shameful things. After a while, Chen Zhao took out a bottle. Fei Lai, I'll give you something. What's in the bottle? It's black. Chen Zhao did not answer Fei Lai's question. Instead, he opened the bottle. The black smoke floated out and gathered above Fei Lai's head. What's this? Fei Lai poked it. It can protect you. Fei Lai had always known that Chen Zhao cared for her to the extreme. Every time Chen Zhao went far away, he'd let her bring her pet. She didn't know what the black thing was either. But she believed that since Chen Zhao said it could protect her, it definitely could. Chun, I heard you got a daughter. Bring her over. I want to be her godfather, Stephen said. I'm not a believer. Chen Zhao rolled his eyes. It's not like you have to be a believer to have a godfather. It's too much of a loss for my daughter to be your goddaughter. Your daughter can be my godfather too. Fuck, my daughter's already in her 40s. Are you sure you want to be her godfather? Fine. Pretend I didn't say anything, Chen Zhao answered awkwardly. By the way, my movie's celebration party is tomorrow night. You have to be there, Stephen said in a tough tone. Okay, bring my goddaughter. After hanging up, Chen Zhao carried Jerlin out the door. He didn't buy Stephen a present last time. He still had to find a suitable one. As for the pocket watch, Chen Zhao wanted to study it more to find out what was special about it. Little Jerlin was surrounded by a white dot of light. This was the guardian angel surrounding little Jerlin. Wherever Jerlin went, the guardian angel would follow. However, Jerlin didn't seem to see the guardian angel herself. Or perhaps she was too young to realize the existence of guardian angels. She was obviously more interested in the amber. Chen Zhao realized that Jerlin had grown teeth. Although it had only been close to a month, little Jerlin had actually grown her first tooth. Generally speaking, babies only grow teeth at around 6 months of age. But little Jerlin's teeth grew very fast. It was only in the past 2 days that a small white spot appeared on the gums of his front teeth. There were already some bite marks on the lake. Chen Zhao followed her and bit as much as he wanted. Chen Zhao parked his car in a gift shop. He wanted to look around and see if there were any suitable gifts. Don't think that China is the only country that has antiques. But as soon as the car stopped, An uninvited guest appeared in front of the car. Chun Zhao's eyes widened. Usually, there was only one person who would cause trouble when Chen Zhao stopped his car. Sharon. Sharon, I didn't park illegally or run a red light. I didn't break any traffic rules. Sharon looked at him. You're driving dangerously. What? I'm driving dangerously? Chun Zhao's eyes widened. When did I drive dangerously? Where did you put her? Sharon pointed at little Jerlin in Chun Zhao's arms. The front passenger seat, of course. I have a baby seat. Don't you know that babies under 6 months can't sit in baby seats? Sharon asked, looking at Chun Zhao. Chun Zhao's eyes almost popped out. There's such a rule? Of course. Baby seats are for babies over 6 months. Whose child is this? Mine. It's my daughter. Chun Zhao was helpless. He would admit defeat for now. Once bitten, twice shy. He knew that Jerlin couldn't sit in the baby seat for now. You have a daughter? Sharon also looked at Chun Zhao in surprise. Are you disappointed that I have a daughter? Do you have to provoke the police every time? Give me the ticket. Whatever, I'll let you go this time. Oh my God, is tomorrow the end of the world? Chun Zhao's expression was exaggerated. Sharon's face darkened. Are you sure you want me to give you a ticket? Huh, I'm joking. Sharon glanced at the gift shop. What do you want to buy? I'm not sure, Chun Zhao said. I want to give an old guy a gift. Let's pick. The two walked into the gift shop. Just then, the guardian angel landed on a painting. Yeah. Little Jerlin spread her arms, wanting to take the painting. Baby, do you want this? It was a huge oil painting that looked a bit old. It was a goddess, or more accurately, Venus, the embodiment of love and beauty. There were also a few little angels dressing Venus up. This dressing Venus is a fake, Sharon said. The real one is in New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. Why did Chun Zhao care so much? He didn't know how to appreciate art at all. To him, apart from the difference in price, there was no difference between the real and the fake. But since Jerlin liked the painting, he would buy it. Boss, how much is this painting? The boss at the cashier didn't even look up. He casually said, $80. Pack it for me. Did you know that this painting was originally the work of the 18th century French painter François Boucher? At the same time, it is also an erotic painting of the royal family. If you want to hang this painting in your home, it is not suitable, especially in the home of children. Chun Zhao thought about it and realized that it made sense. It was indeed not suitable for his daughter to look at this erotic painting every day. Then he would give it to Stephen. The perverted old man probably liked these things. As for whether it was real or not, the old man wasn't a scholar. Chun Zhao had been to Stephen's house twice, but he didn't see any art there. All he hung were movie posters that he had shot himself. It was clear that not only was Stephen not a scholar, but he was also a narcissist. After admiring the painting for a while, Chun Zhao lost interest. Chun Zhao never believed that these works of art could be worth an astronomical amount. Of course, it might be because he didn't understand art. Little guy, this is for you. Sharon took out a strange wooden sculpture. What's this for? It looks so ugly. Chapter 801. Wood Spirit? It's not related to witchcraft, is it? Chun Zhao didn't want his daughter to come into contact with these things. He knew that witchcraft and magic really existed in this world, and uncertain magic could bring about unpredictable dangers. That Native American tribe won't harm people. They worship nature and the holy tree, so they always make some handicrafts related to the holy tree. It's also a blessing. They don't have any evil intentions. Just then, the guardian angel landed on the wood spirit in Sharon's hand again. Since the guardian angel didn't sense any danger, it should be harmless. Chun Zhao helped Jerlin take the wood spirit. Jerlin immediately stuffed it into her mouth and bit. Daughter, you're not a dog. Don't put everything in your mouth and bite first. Chun Zhao tried to pull the wood spirit, but as soon as he pulled the wood away, Jerlin pouted and her eyes became misty. Chun Zhao hurriedly returned the wood spirit to Jerlin. As long as you're happy. After leaving the gift shop, Sharon followed. Where are you going? Home. How are you going back? Are you letting your daughter sit in the baby seat again? I'll carry her, Sharon said. Fine. Since the baby seat was designed this way, there had to be a reason for it. Since it wasn't safe, then he wouldn't do it. Chen Zhao got up. He didn't have any bad feelings toward Sharon. It was just a habit for them to argue when they met. Perhaps it was because they were familiar with each other. Sharon was also used to finding trouble with Chen Zhao. Sharon had seen Chen Zhao's pets before. However, when Chen Zhao sent Jerlin home and saw the whole family, he was still shocked. Feilai, it's Steven's movie celebration party tonight. Are you going? No, Feilai said. I want to rest at home tonight. Okay. Chen Zhao hung up. Seeing that it was getting late, Chen Zhao decided to go give Steven his present. Then he would congratulate him and run away. That was Chen Zhao's plan. Learning from last time, Chen Zhao didn't drive himself this time. Instead, he called a car. Steven's movie celebration party was at the Regal Hotel. The name sounded very vulgar, but this was the most luxurious hotel in Los Angeles. Steven was incredible this time. Sea Patrol had been in theaters for more than 2 months, and the global box office had reached $3.5 billion US. The North American market alone had exceeded $2 billion US. The original highest box office in North America was $936 million US for Star Wars, but Steven had doubled the record this time. Steven's record was known as a record that could never be broken. The current Steven had been deified in the film industry. Of course, Angry Sea Detective was also deified. Fury Sea Detective broke almost all the records that could be broken. When Chen Zhao entered the banquet hall, there was still a line outside. Chen Zhao didn't have an invitation. He found a seat and called Steven. Steven, you asked me to come to your celebration party, but you didn't give me an invitation. You went to the celebration party? Fuck, I even went to your house to pick you up, and you actually went there yourself. Steven scolded. Why did you go there so early? Don't be so long-winded. Tell the guard to let me in. Okay, I'll call the person in charge. After hanging up, Chen Zhao waited for the person in charge to come over. Just then, an Asian man sat beside Chen Zhao. He looked to be in his 30s. Hello, the Asian greeted Chen Zhao. Hello, are you from China? Chen Zhao could tell from the accent that he was Chinese. You're also from China? The man was surprised. You're not a reporter, right? The man looked Chen Zhao up and down. Since he was carrying a child, he definitely wasn't a reporter, but he probably wasn't a domestic star either. After all, he was in the entertainment circle. He didn't dare to say that he knew all the domestic stars. At least he would have a good impression of them. If they were domestic stars, he would at least know their names and looks. No, I'm just here to get a meal. You're really something. You came to the director's celebration party to get a meal, the man said, smiling. I'm Li He. What's your name, brother? Chen Zhao. Why didn't you line up? Li He asked. I don't have an invitation. You came to get a meal without an invitation? You're really something. I know someone here. I'm waiting for the person inside to bring me in. Li He shook his head, smiling. This isn't our country. Don't embarrass our country. I won't. Don't worry. Even though I'm out of the country, I always think of our country's face. Chen Zhao wasn't angry at Li He's words. Li He probably thought that he was unemployed. Are you a domestic star? How long have you been out? Almost a year, Chen Zhao said. He'd left the country in October last year. It had been 11 months now. No wonder. I only became popular this year. It's normal that you don't know me. Oh, a big star. How about an autograph? You really want it? Yes. I'll sell your autograph when I run out of money. Just then, a short and fat man ran over to Li He. Li He, don't just sit here. Hurry up and line up. It took me a lot of effort to get an invitation. Hurry up and go in. It seemed that he was Li He's manager. He turned to look at Chen Zhao. Li He, don't talk to strangers. You're a star, after all. Li He glanced back at Chen Zhao and shrugged helplessly. Chen Zhao waved his hand, and Li He went to line up. Chen Zhao waited in his seat for more than 20 minutes before a man with a mustache found him. Hello, are you Mr. Chen? That's me. Sorry, I'm late. There were too many things in the banquet hall, so I was late. I'm really sorry. It's okay. Can I go in now? Of course, I'll bring you in. Chun Zhao entered the banquet hall. There were already many people inside. They were gathered in twos and threes, chatting. Chun Zhao was just about to find a place to sit when Li He came over again. Brother, you really snuck in. Of course. How dare I come here if I can't? If you're so capable, why are you carrying a baby? Li He was also a chatterbox who couldn't stop talking. I heard that there are many female stars here. I thought that they should like cute ones, so I carried my baby here to see if I could trick a few female stars to warm my bed. Chapter 802. Li He saw that Chun Zhao was really here to eat and drink. Sitting beside him, Chun Zhao's mouth didn't stop. However, Li He had been mediocre and unknown for 30 years. In the past, when he was poorest, he was about the same as Chun Zhao. It wasn't like he had never gone to someone's wedding to eat and drink for free. Last year, he had a supporting role in a movie that made him famous. This year, there was another movie with a small investment that made him $1 billion in the box office for no reason. In the end, he became a superstar that everyone knew. The two chatted as they ate. Jerlin couldn't eat too much. Chun Zhao could only peel 2 grapes for Jerlin to suck. Just then, Li He's agent came over again. Unlike other agents, he was a foil to the star. Li He's agent was so forceful that it was as if Li He was the foil. Li He's agent raised his voice. Li He, what are you doing here? I spent money to get you here, not to let you eat and drink here. Have you forgotten what you came here for? Brother Bao, I don't know anyone here, and they're all foreigners. Who do you want me to get close to? Li He asked with a depressed expression. Brother Bao didn't care so much. He scolded. Take the initiative to greet others. Look at that guy over there. He's a Hollywood A-list star. Even if you don't become friends with him, just greeting him and taking a photo with him will make the headlines in the local media. Also, is that girl? She had an outstanding performance in director Steven's movie, I think. What's her name again? Paris, Li He reminded. Oh, right, Paris. Brother Bao nodded. Don't waste time with irrelevant people here. Brother, I have something to do. I'm leaving now. Li He's agent was a bit snobbish, but Chun Zhao had a good impression of Li He. He was quite chatty. It was nice to meet a fellow countryman overseas. Li He was holding a wine glass. He looked good and was dressed well. He walked directly towards Paris. Hi, you're Miss Paris, right? Can I get to know you? To be honest, Li He's English wasn't that good. His pronunciation was too local. Paris turned around and her eyes lit up when she saw the black hair and black eyes, but she quickly recognized them. Li He was not who she thought he was. Ever since she participated in Steven's movie, Paris had gone from a car salesman to a C-list celebrity. Moreover, her management company had recently found quite a few roles for her. It could be said that there were endless invitations. The agency had also been hyping her up, comparing her to Vincent. They were all set up as inspirational examples of salted fish turning over a new leaf. She could even be the female lead in a small investment movie. Of course, her quality of life had also improved by leaps and bounds. Her ex-boyfriend, the gigolo Luo Ku, came looking for her again. He hoped that he could get back together with her. Unfortunately, Paris didn't care about Luo Ku at all. Paris even doubted her own taste in the past. Why would she choose someone like Rocco to be her boyfriend? Hello, Paris said with a sweet smile. He had to admit that Paris was very beautiful. Even in Hollywood, where beauties were as common as clouds, she was a top-notch beauty. Her tall figure, exquisite makeup, and open-necked gown all accentuated her beauty. She didn't know how many men had taken the initiative to talk to her. Of course, even if she didn't know him, even if he was an Asian. But to be able to enter this place, he must have some background. Paris knew that her foundation was still very weak. She wouldn't offend anyone easily. Moreover, China was now the second largest movie market. China's movie market already had a great influence on Hollywood. If one didn't have a good reputation in China, one wouldn't be able to get a Hollywood blockbuster. After all, Hollywood's beyond A-list movies would all be shown in China. If the movie couldn't be shown in China because of the reputation of some actors, it would be a great loss. For example, 10 years ago, before the Olympics, a certain Hollywood A-list female star could only shoot an independent film because of her gossiping. Now, Hollywood had obviously learned its lesson and didn't talk about politics. When facing Asians, especially Chinese, they would show their generosity and friendliness. Of course, Paris had no right to put on airs in front of others. I'm from China. I'm Lee, an actor. Nice to meet you. Hello, I'm Paris. I like China a lot. I also have a friend from China. Paris even said hello in Chinese, although her pronunciation wasn't very good. Can we take a photo together? Of course. Paris nodded with a smile. Lee then said, if you go to China in the future, remember to find me. I can be a good host. No problem. If I go to China, I'll find you. Lee, can I post this photo on social media? Lee asked. Of course. Oh, help me send my regards to my friends in China. This was a good way to increase her reputation in China. Since Lee was willing to talk to her, she obviously wouldn't reject him. Nowadays, Hollywood's criteria for casting were either famous and reputable actors in China or pure newcomers. While Paris and Lee were chatting happily, Paris suddenly glanced at a corner in the distance. Paris's eyes lit up. Chen Zhao. Paris was overjoyed. To be honest, her current status was closely related to Chen Zhao. She knew very well about Chen Zhao and Steven's relationship. Even now, one word from Chen Zhao could turn her back to her original state. She and James were in a stable relationship now. James had warned her not to offend Chen Zhao in any way. Don't offend Chen Zhao in any way. Otherwise, their relationship will be over. Paris had thought that James would be able to straighten his back now that he was a real director. However, James told her that the reason he could become the director of the new movie that PLM invested in was all because of Chen Zhao's help. This made Paris even more respectful of Chen Zhao. Even a director like James could be promoted with one word from Chen Zhao. Not to mention that she, a C-list actress, could also be promoted with one word from Chen Zhao. Lee, excuse me. I saw a friend and I'm going to say hi. Although Chen Zhao was sitting alone in the corner, Paris didn't dare to offend him like before. Chapter 803. Lee watched as Paris walked toward the corner. Lee realized that Paris was walking toward Chen Zhao. There was only Chen Zhao and the baby in his arms in that direction. Paris walked up to Chen Zhao. Ah, so cute. Mr. Chen, is she your child? Yes, she's my daughter. Chen Zhao nodded. She's so cute. I want to have a girl. Even though she knew it was impossible with Chen Zhao, she still couldn't help but make sexual hints in her words. Does she have a godparent? Paris asked. She clearly wanted to get closer to Chen Zhao. Steven said he wants to be her godfather. Chen Zhao didn't reject her directly, but this was enough to reject someone. A godfather was the closest person to a child apart from their parents. Either they were highly respected, or they had a high seniority, and they had a close relationship. Steven was the respectable type. He was also close to Chen Zhao. If Paris and Feilai were close, then she had a chance to become Jerlin's godmother. But Paris wasn't close to Chen Zhao, let alone Feilai. Plus, Steven was Jerlin's godfather. If she dared to accept the godmother status, she probably wouldn't be able to survive in the entertainment industry. It didn't mean that godparents had to be of equal status. If they weren't from the same circle, for example, if the godmother was just an ordinary person, no one would say anything. But since they were both from Hollywood, it was different. In the distance, Lee was somewhat stunned. Could bringing a baby to a banquet like this really attract female stars? Were all Hollywood actresses so loving? Should he carry a baby next time? Seeing that Chen Zhao and Paris were chatting happily, Lee couldn't help but be envious. Just then, Lee's manager, Brother Bao, walked over. Lee, didn't you have a good chat with Paris just now? Why aren't you talking now? Where's she? Oh, over there. Why is she there? They know each other? Brother Bao was confused. Do you know who that person is? He's here to eat and drink. He probably knows the security guards or someone here. Lee wasn't sure. He felt that Chen Zhao wasn't a guest here. After all, this was Steven's movie celebration banquet. It was impossible to attend this kind of banquet with a child. At that moment, Lee saw a familiar figure in the crowd. Chen Ku? Why is she here? Lee and Chen Ku had never worked together in a movie before, but they should have met on a show. They had also played games together before, so Li He and Chen Ku were quite familiar with each other. Chen Ku. Hey, brother Li. Why are you here? Chen Ku was also very surprised to meet Li He here. Li He smiled bitterly and said, I'm here to gain experience. Chen Ku also understood and said with a smile, same as me. Although they were famous in the country, they were not in the top tier. Therefore, he wanted to gain some experience abroad and add an international halo to his head. By the way, what have you been busy with recently? Li He asked. The company is running. I accepted a supporting role in a movie here, Chen Ku replied. You're good. Which company are you from? Palm. Damn. Are you going to soar into the sky in one go? PLM is a big company. Hollywood had very strong regional protection. Generally speaking, if it was not a joint venture film, it was very difficult for people of color to get the main roles. Most of the time, they were just minor characters. They just had to show their faces in the movie and then claim that they were the main creator of the movie. You're thinking too much. It's just a supporting role, and it's not a big production. Animal Supermarket only had an investment budget of $60 million. It was considered above average, but there was still a big gap between it and an A-level production or beyond A. Of course, she also felt that James had increased her screen time recently. What's the name of the movie you're shooting? Animal Supermarket. The director is over there, Chen Ku said, pointing at James who was not far away. I don't remember this director. He used to be Mr. Stevens' assistant director, Chen Ku said. Chen Ku said, that's his name. Although this is his first time as an executive director, he has been with Mr. Steven for more than 10 years. He is almost Mr. Steven's personal director. Do you want me to introduce him to you? This kind of banquet was actually a large social gathering. It was also the main place to expand one's social network. Therefore, it was very normal to introduce one's friends to the other party. Sure. Li He's interest was instantly piqued. Now, anyone who had anything to do with Steven would become valuable. Even a director like James. Li He and Chen Ku were about to walk toward James. However, James suddenly said goodbye to the people around him and walked in another direction. Hi, Chen. James walked up to Chen Zhao. Is this your daughter? I'm here to get some food. I'm indeed not suitable for this kind of gathering. I don't even know anyone. If you don't come and greet me, I won't even know who to talk to. Do you want me to introduce some people to you? James asked, smiling. He also knew that Chen Zhao was not in the industry and was not interested in these things. If not for Steven's invitation, Chen Zhao probably would not even come. Let me hug you. James opened his arms. But Jerlyn turned her head away in disgust, her brows furrowed. Haha, my daughter doesn't like you hugging her. You must have played with some actress. Even my daughter doesn't like you. Fine. I'm so sad. I'm leaving. James left in anger. In the distance, Chen Ku and Li He were both shocked. Fuck. Is hugging a child that useful at these kinds of gatherings? It's him? Chen Ku frowned at Chen Zhao. What? Do you know him? My cousin. Chen Ku did not have a good impression of this cousin at all. Your cousin? Li He was shocked. He's actually your cousin. What's so strange about that? Your cousin knows director James? Yes. Your cousin is also in the entertainment industry? No. He's a doctor. Li He was somewhat shocked. A doctor actually knew director James. Just then, Brother Bao came again. Li He. Hey, Miss Chen. You're here too. Brother Bao looked at Chen Ku in surprise. Brother Bao. Chen Ku nodded slightly. Brother Bao was a rather famous manager in the entertainment industry. He had managed many famous artists. Agents like Brother Bao, who had a wide network of contacts, were also relatively strong, especially when facing a newly famous artist like Li He. Chapter 804. Go. What are you waiting for? Brother Bao urged. But just then, Yafan and Lucy walked toward Chen Zhao. Li He and Brother Bao's expressions froze. Yafan and Lucy were true A-listers in Hollywood. Through Steven's Angry Sea Detective, they were now well-known actresses. The two stars were chatting happily with Chen Zhao. Can you really do whatever you want with a kid? Li He murmured. Brother Bao's eyes flashed. He regretted it. If he knew this would happen, he wouldn't have let Li He leave Chen Zhao's side. That way, when Yafan and Lucy went over, Li He could get to know them. Chen Ku looked at Chen Zhao. She knew that Chen Zhao knew Yafan, but it seemed that he was close to Lucy too. They seemed to be chatting and laughing. Their relationship wasn't normal. Brother Bao wanted Li He to join in the fun. Just then, James walked over. Miss Chun. Mr. James, Chunka greeted. Hi, Mr. James, Li He greeted too. Hi, young man. Are you an actor from China too? Yes, Mr. James. I hope we can work together. Huh. I hope so. James chuckled. Miss Chin, do you see that guy over there? He's Mr. Rasfa, the chairman of PLM. Come with me to say hi. Chen Ku, Li He, and Brother Bao all gasped. The chairman of PLM was at the peak of Hollywood. But just then, Rasfa saw Chen Zhao too. He immediately walked toward Chen Zhao. Chen, I heard that you have a daughter. How about it? Your daughter can be my goddaughter. I'll make her the brightest star in Hollywood. I promise, Steven. What? That asterisk shoal. Why did he not promise me? Who told you to say it now? Chen Ku, Li He, and Brother Bao were all stunned. Mr. James, he knows Mr. Rasfa? Yes, they're good friends, James said. Your cousin was the one who helped me talk to Mr. Rasfa, James said. I became the executive director. Chunka gasped in astonishment. Li He and Brother Bao were dumbfounded. What was going on? Wasn't that person here to freeload? How did he suddenly know a superstar and the chairman of PLM? Since your cousin is here, there's no need for me to introduce Mr. Rasfa to you. Go over yourself. I believe your cousin will introduce him to you. After James left, Bao and Li He both looked at Chen Zhao. No wonder he could get a role in Hollywood. It turned out that he had such a cousin as a backer. Miss Chen, why don't we go together? Brother Bao said. I don't have a good relationship with my cousin. We're all family. What's so bad about it? Brother Bao advised. But at this moment, Steven walked in from outside. Everyone's eyes were on Steven. He was the main character tonight. Even the male and female leads were not as dazzling as Steven. It was a godly movie with a godly box office record. Now, there was a rumor going around in Hollywood. The 6 major companies were saying that as long as Steven was willing to accept their employment, he could choose any script, budget, actors, and editing rights. The global box office was $3.5 billion. What kind of concept was that? Last year, the global box office of all Hollywood movies was $39.9 billion. This meant that Steven's movie accounted for 9% of Hollywood's global box office. Last year, the total box office in North America was $11 billion. Sea Patrol's North American box office was $2 billion. This was close to 20% of the box office. Last year, the third largest box office in Japan had only been $2 billion. Hollywood was the most developed place in the movie industry. It was also the place where the box office was the most important. This box office was enough for Steven to stand above all directors. Moreover, the film had received unanimous approval from the critics. Even the most crafty filmmakers would find it hard to say no. It could be said that Sea Patrol was the perfect combination of art and commercial film. As for Steven himself, he knew very well that this deified movie didn't have much of a core or meaning to it. It could be said that everything was guessed. Chen Zhao had never admitted it, but Steven understood. Chen Zhao was the one who had helped him the most. He was even the one who had pushed him to the peak of his career. Steven searched for Chen Zhao in the crowd. When he saw Chen Zhao and Rasfa, he gave them the middle finger. Chen Zhao and Rasfa did not stand on ceremony either. They both gave him the middle finger. However, Steven could not go over and greet Chen Zhao right now. He had to go to the front desk and say a few words. Along the way, acquaintances kept coming over to congratulate Steven or try to get close to him. Your cousin knows Steven? Brother Bao's face was full of shock. Steven did not hide his action at all. Many people in the banquet hall saw it. They're good friends. Chen Ku was also a bit jealous. Brother Bao and Li He gasped. Right now, Brother Bao and Li He were both a bit regretful. Only now did Li He realize that Steven was here to eat and drink. But he knew the host of the banquet. Ding, ding. Steven tapped his spoon against the side of the goblet. Ladies and gentlemen, please be quiet. I'm very happy that everyone came to my movie celebration banquet. Of course, I also have to thank Rasfa for sponsoring this banquet. Steven joked with Rasfa first. The guests all laughed along. What a joke. Steven had earned $2 billion for PLM with less than $50 million. He had even pulled up PLM's stock price. His ability to create profits had probably surpassed all the directors in the world. This year, PLM's income, box office revenue, and stock price were probably higher than the other companies in the Big Six. Rasfa would probably be happy to host 100 banquets, let alone one banquet. Other than thanking Rasfa for giving me money to make the movie, I also have to thank another good friend for helping me. Chun, thank you for your support. Chun Ku, Li He, and Brother Bao were all shocked. Steven was thanking a friend so solemnly at a celebration banquet like this, and this person was Chen Zhao, who did not seem to have any presence at the banquet. Of course, he's also my goddaughter's father, Steven said, smiling. Chun, can you bring my goddaughter here? I object, Rasfa said loudly. Chen, we met first, Rasfa said loudly. Your daughter should be my goddaughter, not this old bastard's. Chapter 805. After the speech, Steven came to Chen Zhao's side. He took little Jerlin from Chen Zhao's arms. Is this our daughter? Fuck, can you be more specific? Why do I feel like your words are misleading? What's her name? Jerlin, her mother's name. Chen Zhao picked up the picture frame that had been placed beside him. This is for you. Steven glanced at Chen Zhao. Why don't you just give it to me? Steven had never been the kind of person to admire art. He thought that Chen Zhao was going to buy some famous painting for him. $80. Are you sure you want me to transfer it to you? Fuck, can't you spend more money? $80 for a pair of asterisk. That's a good deal. Oh, asterisk. Steven's interest was piqued. For him, these were the only works of art that could pique his interest. Take it. Beside him, Rasfa also took out a gift box and gave it to Steven, but his tone was clearly not friendly. What an asshole. Brother Bao looked at Steven, who was chatting happily with Chen Zhao, and pushed Li He. Go talk to them. That's not good. What's not good about it? Weren't you chatting happily with that person just now? Li He's face darkened. They'd been chatting happily. In the end, you ruined the opportunity. However, Chen Zhao, Steven, and Rasfa had already left the banquet with the child. Just like Li He and Brother Bao, many people were there to get to know Steven. But now, they could only watch Steven leave. However, not everyone's eyes were filled with kindness. The target has left the banquet hall. His whereabouts are unknown. The target already has a tracker on him. You don't have to watch him too closely in case he gets exposed. Where are we going now? Out to sea, Rasfa said. I've asked you out a few times, but you didn't have time. This time, the three of us can finally go out together. It's so late, and I'm still carrying the child. What? Are you going to stand us up? Okay, I'll call Feilai. Are you a man? You're only out for one night, and you're calling Feilai? You two old bachelors, how can you understand what it's like to have a happy family like me? Chun Zhao looked at Rasfa and Steven in disdain. Steven and Rasfa were furious at Chen Zhao's words. Rasfa's yacht was already parked at the dock. The three of them went straight to the dock. Rasfa had more than one yacht, but this one was the biggest. It was more luxurious than Chen Zhao's Feilai. Steven and Rasfa had actually dragged Chen Zhao out to relax. At their age, they had tried everything. The pressure brought by the daily work was also unimaginable. Only in this kind of situation where there were no outsiders could he enjoy a moment of peace by relaxing on the sea. The three of them sat on the deck, drinking and looking at the starry sky. Little Jerlin was placed in the cabin to sleep. Jerlin was still too young. Chen Zhao didn't want her to be exposed to the sea breeze at night. Chen, you and Steven made a cameo appearance in James' movie? Yeah. I'm going to ask James for a role tomorrow. Do you really have to make trouble for James? Steven rolled his eyes. I heard that when Qian went to James' crew, he made a few NGs more than 10 times. If he's not making trouble, Then am I? Rasfa said, unconvinced. You said it yourself. Having him as a burden in the crew is already exhausting enough for James. You're adding to his burden. What are you talking about? When did I become a burden? You're no better than me. You're talking like you've never made NGs before. Chun Zhao looked at Stephen in disdain. At least I have fewer than you. That's because James doesn't dare to tell you too many times, Chun Zhao said. Do you really think you're that good at acting? Anyway, I'm better than you too. I was an actor back then, Rasfa said. That's something that happened many years ago. Come on, let's film a movie. I'll show you my acting skills, Rasfa said. You must be drunk. Why are you filming a movie here? There's a camera in the cabin. The three had drunk some alcohol and were a bit tipsy. After taking the camera, the three started to make a ruckus. One was in charge of the camera, while the other two acted out classic scenes from various movies. Titanic, Jack and Ruth fly against the wind at the bow. First time action. Rasfa was behind the camera. Chun Zhao circled his arms around Stephen's waist. Stephen opened his arms. Jack, I'm scared, Ruth. Don't be scared. Trust me. Open your arms. Wait. Stephen, fuck. I'm a straight guy. Chun Zhao suddenly vomited and leaned against the fence. Haha. I'm dying of laughter. Rasfa laughed so hard he couldn't breathe. Let's do something else. I'll be in charge. You and Stephen act. The last scene of Jack and Ruth on the wooden plank after the sinking of the Titanic. Chun Zhao shouted. Action. This time, Stephen was Jack and Rasfa was Ruth. Don't be like this. It's not time to say goodbye. Not yet. Understand? You will be saved. You will live. Jack gazed at Ruth affectionately. You will give birth to many children. You will have many grandchildren. You will live to a ripe old age. One day in the future, you will die in a warm bed. Not here. Not tonight. Not like this. Do you understand? I have one more wish. You have to promise me. You have to live. Don't give up. No matter what happens, no matter how slim the hope is, promise me, Ruth. Promise me, you'll do it. Chun Zhao was already crying from laughing so hard. Rasfa and Stephen were laughing too. Let me do it. Let me do it. Stephen pushed Chun Zhao away from the camera. On the rooftop of the Matrix, Neo dodging bullets from the men in black. I want to play Neo, Rasfa said. Suddenly, the boat shook violently. The three lost their footing and fell to the ground. What's going on? What's going on? A yacht crashed into the yacht they were on without warning. A dozen people jumped onto their boat from the back. Chun Zhao's mind cleared up immediately. He charged at them. They were all uninvited guests. He couldn't let them board the boat. Otherwise, bullets had no eyes. Rasfa and Stephen might get hurt. Chapter 806. Bang. Chun Zhao lowered his head. The bullet hit the wall above his head. Chun Zhao raised his hand and threw the person in front of him onto the boat, knocking the shooter over. Bang! There was another gunshot. Chun Zhao shrunk his neck in fright. However, the criminal in front of Chun Zhao had fallen. Chun Zhao looked back. It was Rasfa with a gun. Fuck, watch carefully. Don't hit me. Don't worry. My shooting skills are fine. Be careful. Rasfa suddenly raised his gun and pointed at a person standing on the deck. Bang, bang. He stumbled again and fell in front of Chun Zhao. Did you see that? Did you see that? Duh. The kidnappers weren't careless at all. They started shooting in Rasfa's direction. Rasfa covered his head and scurried away in fear. Chun Zhao punched the person with the machine gun. Stephen wasn't afraid at all. He was still filming with the camera. While filming Chun Zhao, he would occasionally give Rasfa a few shots. Amazing, amazing. Chun, kill them. Stephen held the camera as if he were really on set. This was probably the first time they'd seen Chun Zhao's terrifying side. Just like that, the bandits were defeated by Chun Zhao effortlessly. Actually, there were only about 20 of them. When their boat had approached, Chun Zhao had dashed forward and pushed 8 or 9 of them into the sea. Then, the remaining people had to face Chun Zhao's crazy attacks. On the other hand, they had to face Rasfa's sneak attack. Rasfa, that old bastard, was really unexpected. His shooting skills were indeed top-notch. Of course, Chun Zhao's shooting skills were top-notch for everyone. In any case, Chun Zhao was basically useless when it came to anything related to guns. Chun Zhao's best record was standing 1 meter away and aiming at someone's head but not hitting them. But if he wasn't restrained by the gun, Chun Zhao could basically kill anyone in one move. Chun Zhao didn't know how many people he'd killed, but there seemed to be a few who were still alive. "Okay, you can come over now," Chun Zhao said, waving his hand. Stephen was the first to jump onto the criminal's boat. Only then did Rasfa follow. Seeing the corpses strewn all over the place, both of them gasped. When they looked at Chun Zhao, their eyes were filled with shock. "What are you doing? Watching me kill people and then being scared silly? Then tell me that I don't want to be friends with a homicidal maniac like you anymore, right? Chin, did you hit your head? Isn't that normal? Have you ever had normal friends?" Chun Zhao saw that Stephen was still holding the camera. "Did you record everything?" "I got them all. Will this film be exposed?" "I do have plans to expose them." "Don't expose my face." "Why?" "Troublesome." "All right." Stephen shrugged. "By the way, do the three of us want to make a movie with this theme?" "Suit yourselves." Stephen and Rasfa both made a few calls. Then, the Coast Guard helicopters and speedboats arrived. They had heard that when Director Stephen was attacked on the sea, he had been shocked. Hundreds of police officers rushed to the scene, but when they arrived, they were shocked again. Was this really the scene where the robbers attacked them? Why did it look more like they had raided the scene of the robbers? After interrogating the surviving robbers, there were 25 of them in total. However, there were a total of 12 survivors, including the dead. The Coast Guard also fished out 6 people from the sea. 3 of them were already dead. This meant that 7 people were still missing. In America, there was actually a saying that one had over-defended. If one thought about it, Chun Zhao had actually over-defended. If a robber broke into a house and was all killed by the house, he wouldn't be held legally responsible. This was called the fortress rule in America. It meant that if someone invaded your territory, everything you did was understandable. However, if it was outside your home, you might be punished if you fought back when you had the ability to only injure but not kill. Of course, yachts could also be included in the fortress rule. The yacht was also a private space, and the yacht that was attacked this time. One was a billionaire, one was a famous director, and there was a baby on the yacht that had been attacked. Therefore, it was acceptable for Chun Zhao to fight back. Besides, the people of the United States worshipped individual heroism. Even if Chun Zhao's act of protecting his friends and family wasn't accepted by the law, the people would still accept it. Of course, with Rasfa and Stephen's influence, if the police wanted to sue Chun Zhao, the two of them could definitely make the police kneel down and surrender. After the yacht docked, they still cooperated and went to the police station to make statements. However, before they reached the shore, they reminded Chun Zhao not to say anything before the lawyer arrived. Because they weren't criminals, they had the right to make statements with a lawyer present. As for the lawyer, Chun Zhao didn't need to worry at all. Anyway, they just made a few calls. When they arrived at the police station, a large group of lawyers was already waiting for them at the police station. When the police saw the large group of lawyers, they felt their heads swell. American police didn't hate criminals the most, but lawyers. Lawyers were their biggest enemies. Stephen was basically the most free. He didn't even do anything. However, his voice was also the loudest among them. He went to the police station and announced, without caring about his image, that he was going to sue the police for not doing anything. This old guy knew too well how to deal with the police. Since the police didn't have anything to do, he would gain the upper hand first. Of course, under the escort of a dozen lawyers, the three left the police station that night. "Chin, I was planning to bring a few bodyguards when we go out," Stephen said, his eyes shining. "After seeing your skills tonight, I don't think we need bodyguards at all." "Fuck. Next time we go out, you have to bring enough bodyguards. Otherwise, I won't go out with you." They were still having a good time tonight, but they were attacked for no reason. No one would be happy about that. However, Stephen and Rasfa seemed to be having fun. They weren't affected by the attack at all. Of course, they were just joking. The next time they went out, they would probably see dozens of bodyguards. They might look cheeky now, but they were all old men who were afraid of death. Chapter 807. Abidos, your father summoned me to hell last time, but I went somewhere else, Chun Zhao said to Abidos. Why did your father summon me to hell last time? Chun Zhao asked Abidos. Father wants some angelic crystals, Abidos said. He wants to expand his territory, so he wants to start a war against his neighbors. Chun Zhao was dazed. Do we still need it now? Not now. It's not time for father and mother to act yet. Okay. Abidos said that Zephi Beelzebub wanted to start a war. Chun Zhao didn't plan on being a cynical pacifist. He was a demon lord. Fighting and killing were normal. If they suddenly became vegetarians one day, Chun Zhao would have to help them check if there was something wrong. In the next few days, Chun Zhao was basically in a state of relaxation. Little Jerlin could crawl, which made Chun Zhao happy for a few days. Although it had only been a little more than a month, little Jaren had grown slightly faster. She was also very active. Ever since she could crawl, she started crawling around the house freely. Because of this, Chun Zhao had to install a swing door at the stairs. He didn't want Jerlin to roll down the stairs. Other than the swing door, little Jerlin also had a few small animals following her around all the time. He had to ensure Jerlin's safety. Yeah. While Chun Zhao was sunbathing in the front yard, Jerlin had already crawled out of the living room. Chun Zhao took off his sunglasses and looked down at Jerlin. Shoo. Jerlin pointed at the lake beside her with her tender little finger. Chun Zhao looked at Jerlin's hand gesture. Did the little girl want to go into the water to play? The lake was still very cold. Would she catch a cold if she went in? Chun Zhao looked at Jerlin hesitantly. But little Jerlin crawled 2 more steps on her own, her mouth making squeaking sounds. Papa. Chun Zhao perked up. He called Jerlin Daddy now? Jerlin's mouth opened and closed. She still couldn't say a word. After crawling to the lake, she didn't go down anymore. Even though she was young, she was still instinctively afraid. However, when she saw her friends playing in the lake every day, she also wanted to go down. Chun Zhao also came to the lake and carried Jerlin to the surface. First, he let her feet touch the lake water. If she retracts, don't let her go into the water for a while. However, as soon as little Jerlin's feet touched the water, she immediately kicked it excitedly. Chun Zhao put it down a little more, which made Jerlin even more excited. Chun Zhao finally put little Jerlin down. Little Jerlin became even more excited. She opened her mouth, wanting to drink more lake water. Chun Zhao also went into the water, but he was still holding onto Jerlin. Little Jerlin's short legs and arms began to row. Chun Zhao tentatively let go. Little Jerlin actually didn't sink. Instead, it began to swim there. Chun Zhao's heart jumped. He had read a report before. It was said that babies could swim when they were born. However, as he grew older, he would slowly forget about it. Now, seeing how little Jerlin was swimming, although it was quite strenuous, she looked very happy. On the other hand, Chun Zhao had been protecting her. At this moment, Simba and Nana jumped down from the shore. Simba and Nana grew up very quickly. They had already been in this house for half a year. They were already 50 centimeters long and weighed 20 kilograms. They were the most active members of the big family. Most lions didn't want to go into the water, mainly because lions lived on the African grasslands. The water was dangerous for them too. However, it was different here. They had been exposed to water since they were young and didn't fear it. Bramble and Bramble didn't change much. Brown bears had a longer growth period than lions. They needed at least 7 or 8 years to reach adulthood. They were only 2 months older than Simba and Nana. Princess was usually lazy and didn't care about Bramble and Bramble. So, these two, Simba and Nana, formed the 4 heavenly kings. Now, Jerlin, the little devil, was added. Seeing that Jerlin had gone into the water, the 4 jumped in too. This was Jerlin's first time in the water, so Chun Zhao couldn't help but be nervous. Although little Jerlin could swim, her stamina was a big problem. So, Chun Zhao didn't dare to let his guard down. He wanted to see how long Jerlin could swim for. As expected, after swimming 7 or 8 meters, Jerlin was tired. Chun Zhao picked her up and brought her back to the shore. Does anyone want to go to the supermarket with me? Chun Zhao planned to buy some children's life buoys for Jerlin to play with. Just like that, a group of pets ran out. Chun Zhao didn't plan to drive. He planned to walk. It was only 3 kilometers from the supermarket anyway. Fei Lai helped a drowning person to the shore. Suddenly, Fei Lai felt her legs go soft. The food she had eaten in the morning seemed to be rolling in her stomach. Ugh, Fei Lai, you don't look so good. Are you sick? Robio saw Fei Lai's expression. He remembered that Fei Lai had been sick last week. He wondered if it was because the weather had turned cold and she hadn't gotten used to it yet. I'm fine. Maybe I swam too fast and my heart rate is a bit fast. Robio frowned. That wasn't right. Fei Lai's stamina had always been good. It was only 100 meters. How could her heart rate be irregular? Fei Lai, are you sure you're okay? Robio asked, concerned. I'm really fine. Fei Lai smiled. She was much calmer now. I'm hungry. Okay, what do you want for lunch? It's my treat. 20 minutes later, Robio and Fei Lai sat outside an open-air restaurant. Robio looked at the table full of food with heartache. Fei Lai, can you finish it? Of course. My appetite is especially good today. If you can't finish it, you're dead. Very soon, Robio realized that he had underestimated Fei Lai's appetite. Fei Lai had actually finished enough food for 3 people. Robio's eyes almost popped out. Fei Lai, you really finished it all? Of course. Is there a problem? I still need some dessert. Fei Lai, are you pregnant? Fei Lai froze for a moment. After venting her anger that day, she had already forgotten about it. But after hearing Robio's words, she suddenly realized something. She had indeed been a bit strange these past 2 days. In the past, she could easily swim 1 or 2 kilometers in the ocean. But now, she was panting after swimming a few hundred meters. In addition, her appetite had increased quite a bit compared to before. Also, he occasionally felt nauseous for the past 2 days. Fei Lai wasn't sure. She touched her stomach subconsciously. Chapter 808. Robio, I need to go to the hospital in the afternoon. Fei Lai, you're not really pregnant, are you? I'm not sure. The coastal rescue team was different from other professions. Usually, people could only ask for maternity leave 3 months before the expected date of delivery. However, due to special reasons, if a member of the coastal rescue team was found to be pregnant, they had to take leave. If a pregnant woman with a big belly went to save people at sea, it would be a beautiful scene. Fei Lai was very nervous at the moment. Her heartbeat sped up unnaturally. After getting the leave slip from Robio, the first thing she wanted to do was call Chun Zhao. However, she was afraid that she would be happy for nothing. Buy a test strip? She should ask for first. Fei Lai picked up her phone and dialed 4's number. 4, I want to ask you a question. What is it? What's the reaction in the early stages of pregnancy? Fei Lai, you have to face reality, 4 said earnestly. You and Chun can adopt a child in the future. I'm just asking you a question. Why are you telling me so much? Fine. Why are you asking? I just want to know. First is the pregnancy reaction. In the early stages, the heart rate increases. At the same time, because of pregnancy, stomach acid secretion decreases and digestive enzyme activity weakens. That's why there's an acidophilic reaction. 4 started to explain some basic things. Of course, Fei Lai wouldn't understand even if she said she was responsible. Fei Lai thought for a moment and asked, then if there's an increased heart rate but no acidophilic reaction, does that mean I'm pregnant or not? If you want to know if you're pregnant, it's best to buy a test strip yourself or come to the hospital for a checkup. The test strip is more than 95% accurate. Also, there are many reasons for an increased heart rate. It might not be caused by pregnancy. Also, even if you're really pregnant, not everyone will have an acidophilic reaction, Fei Lai said. It might also be a huge increase in appetite because the body is adapting to maternal instincts. The body needs a lot of nutrients. Fei Lai thought for a moment. Her appetite had indeed increased. Are you at the hospital in the afternoon? I'm here. What's wrong? I'll go find you later, Fei Lai said. 4 was confused. Was Fei Lai sick? This was because some special conditions would be very similar to pregnancy reactions, which would also lead to misdiagnosis. Farhad read Faylai's last report. She had basically concluded that Faylai's chances of becoming a mother were very low. At the very least, the possibility of giving birth herself was slim. However, she did not dare to say it too clearly. She was worried that Faylai couldn't accept the reality. He felt a little resentful towards Chen Zhao. He didn't want to help Faylai. Faylai came to Chantilly Hospital with nervous and complicated feelings. When Four received Faylai's call again, his expression froze. She didn't know how to face Faylai. What if Faylai got a result that disappointed her or even made her despair? Faylai, do you really want a pregnancy test? Yes. Faylai nodded. Faylai, you know that your chances of getting pregnant are very low, given your body's condition, Four said earnestly. I know, but I just want to know. All right then, you go to the toilet first. Four sent Faylai's urine to the lab. Four, how long will the test take? About 3 days. Don't worry. That long? Yes. If it's a test paper, it'll be out immediately. But since it's an instrument, it'll be much more complicated. Of course, the accuracy will be much higher too. Actually, it wasn't that complicated. The results could be obtained in 10 minutes. However, Four hadn't thought of a solution yet. She specially told the lab staff not to take out the test report yet. You're free in the afternoon, right? Let me walk with you, Four said. Sure. Faylai agreed happily. Four saw that Faylai's hand was placed on her belly unconsciously. She felt that Faylai was bewitched. Faylai, is there anything that a pregnant woman can't eat? Four was speechless. Faylai, can't you wake up? Four felt that Faylai was really going to go crazy. You have Chin beside you. Do you still need to ask me this question? Four rolled her eyes. Chinese medicine has always been better than Western medicine in terms of treatment. Just then, the two saw a pregnant woman with a big belly sitting in the garden behind the hospital, enjoying the warm sunlight. Faylai walked over. Can I sit here? Of course. The woman was already more than 8 months pregnant. Her belly was very big, 3 to 4 times bigger than Faylai's waist. The woman looked at Faylai, and Faylai looked at her belly. Can I touch it? Sure. In China, there was a taboo for a 10-month pregnant woman to not corrodine. This meant that the pregnant woman's belly could not be touched by other women. Otherwise, if Een entered the body, it wouldn't be good for the woman or the fetus. It was unlucky anyway. However, this was America, so there was no such taboo. How does it feel? Faylai asked curiously. Very tired, but I'm looking forward to it, the woman said, smiling. I have to come for a checkup almost every month. The woman looked at Faylai. Your smell seems to be the same as mine. Do you have a child too? Can you tell? Faylai asked, confused. The woman pointed at her nose. A pregnant woman's nose is 10 times stronger than a normal person's. I don't know. I'm here for a checkup today. Faylai suddenly felt the pregnant woman's belly move, as if a small foot was kicking her hand. Is it very strong? The woman's face was filled with a happy smile. Faylai nodded. Yes, very magical. Faylai also had an unprecedented desire for children. She wanted to be pregnant like this woman and enjoy the process of being pregnant for 10 months. Perhaps for other women, it was a process of getting pregnant. However, Faylai was filled with anticipation and yearning. It was as if this could make her feel like a complete woman. A man like Chen Zhao could not understand such thoughts. Helpless, Four spent the entire afternoon with Faylai and only sent her off in the evening. She returned to her office, planning to pack up and get off work. Just then, the doctor from the laboratory knocked on the door. Far, this is the test report of the urine you sent over today. Okay, thank you. Is this your report? No. Chapter 809. Four's expression froze, and she jerked her head up. What did you say? The doctor in the lab looked at Four as if he had seen a ghost. Could it really be your urine? What did you just say? Four's eyes widened. What? The doctor was confused. He didn't understand why Four was reacting so strongly. You're saying that this urine test report is from a pregnant woman? Yes, from this test report, it should be the early stage of pregnancy reaction. Val picked up the report. Was she really pregnant? It can't be. For read the report for more than 10 minutes, trying to find some suspicious data. Perhaps it was just a suspected biological characteristic, not a pregnancy. However, all the data in this report indicated that the White House was not the same as the White House. Phalai was really pregnant. Could it be someone else's urine? For wasn't sure. She looked at the bottom of the urine test report. Her blood type was the same as his. In the end, For decided to call Chun Zhao. Hi, Chun. It's 4. What's the matter? Phalai's pregnant. Haha, great. I'm going to be a dad again. Chun Zhao was addicted to being a nanny. This kind of thing was really easy to get addicted to. Even Chun Zhao didn't expect the wishing coin to be so effective. At that moment, Chun Zhao felt that this wishing coin had been very useful. Chin, you should know better than me that it's impossible for Phalai to get pregnant. She has physical difficulty with ovulation. Oh, you're mistaken. I accompanied Phalai to the hospital for a checkup. Your hospital made a mistake. That's impossible, For immediately refuted. That's the truth and the result, Chin Zhao said. Cured Phalai. For asked suspiciously. I already said that Phalai is not sick. It was a misdiagnosis last time. Okay, I'm not talking to you anymore. Chun Zhao hung up. Phalai was currently soaking in the lake. Phalai, come here, Chin Zhao called from the shore. I have good news for you. Phalai swam to the shore and looked up at him. What is it? Phalai, you might have to take a long leave. Why? You're pregnant. Huh. Phalai shrieked. Excitement, joy, nervousness, and disbelief. Pregnant? Was she really pregnant? Am I really pregnant? Are you telling the truth? You're not lying to me, right? Come up. I'll check your pulse. Chin Zhao also needed to confirm. Phalai immediately took the towel from the demon and sat on the sofa with Chun Zhao. Chun Zhao placed his finger on Phalai's pulse. She didn't have a pulse of pregnancy yet. After all, the time was too short, and the fetus had not formed yet. However, Chun Zhao could still sense Phalai's heartbeat and some other physiological characteristics through her pulse. Phalai, I have to congratulate you again. You're really pregnant. Phalai hugged Chin Zhao's neck excitedly, tears of joy flowing down her face uncontrollably. His dream had come true. His dream had really come true. Chin, this is like a dream. Is this real? I heard that crying will affect a child's development. Phalai stopped crying and smiled. She wiped her tears and patted Chun Zhao coquettishly. Mommy. Just then, little Jerlin crawled in from outside. Both Phalai and Chun Zhao were stunned. Then, Phalai was overjoyed. She immediately picked up Jerlin from the ground. Darling, did you hear that? What did our baby just call me? Come, call Daddy. Chin Zhao had also heard Jerlin call him Daddy today. However, Jerlin ignored Chun Zhao at all. She couldn't stop giggling in Phalai's arms. Chun, look at Jerlin's knees. She crawls on the ground every day. I think they're a bit scraped. Just apply some ointment. Kids should be allowed to move around. Our kids aren't that weak. Chin Zhao didn't think that this was a bad thing. It was normal for kids to be active. Everyone crawled, walked, and then ran. Chun Zhao doted on Jerlin, but he shouldn't lock her in a small cage. He wasn't protecting Jerlin. He was hurting her. When a child could move, he should let her move as much as she wanted. The next day, Phalai applied for a long leave for Robio. These days, Phalai had been hoping that her belly would grow bigger. Chun Zhao was also very happy about Phalai's pregnancy. But very soon, Chun Zhao realized a problem. Phalai had already started to protect her unborn belly in all aspects. First, she stopped drinking. Usually, Chin Zhao and Phalai would drink beer when they were free. But from that day onwards, she completely stopped drinking. Not only did she stop drinking for herself, she also forbade Chun Zhao from drinking at home. She said that if she saw Chin Zhao drink, she would want to drink too. She went to bed on time every day and woke up on time too. Chin Zhao gave her a recipe. Not only did Phalai eat by herself, but she also wanted Chen Zhao to eat with her. Chen Zhao really wanted to slap himself. He couldn't help it. Failai was pregnant. Pregnant women were the biggest. Bored, Ma'am scrolled through the video website. He saw the title of a video on the homepage, The Great Director's Dream of Being an Actor. Ma'am clicked on the video and saw Steven in it. Steven was acting with an Asian guy in a famous scene from the movie Titanic. Ma'am almost choked. Was this really director Steven? Yes, it was Steven. But who was this Asian guy? He couldn't see his face clearly. Just as the two were about to kiss, the Asian guy suddenly vomited. No, I'm straight. I can't act anymore. Ma'am slapped his thigh in laughter. I'm dying of laughter. It's my turn. I'll be the director. You two act. Then Steven and another old man whose name was unknown started acting out the scene of Jack and Ruth's departure after the ship sank. Someone recognized that the other old man was the CEO of PLM. From the surroundings, they could tell that they were on a yacht. After the show, they asked Steven to direct it. The Asian guy and Rasfa switched to another scene. But just then, the yacht shook. Then, the camera turned and saw another yacht colliding with theirs. A group of people in black jumped onto their boat. Then, the Asian guy charged over. Fuck, that was a joke. This is the real show, right? Is this a movie or real? Who the hell is that Asian? Superman? Chinese Kung Fu. It's Chinese Kung Fu. Are you kidding? There are so many criminals and he took care of them alone? You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.